During the day, this is West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
Following the big stories.
Tracking the next storm. Breaking down the big play. It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
Michelle, Stuart, Tony, and Darren. West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We deeply appreciate it. We do have a good one for you today. Get you caught up on what's happening out there. No Deb today, so Ross will handle woke news today.
Smoke them if you got them.
Looking forward to that. Jack's last Olympic update as the games wrapped up this weekend. We'll find out how it all panned out. Sports with Brandon Kravitz in the 4 o'clock hour. Trivia, Ross Thoughts, Stephen Kramer. Your calls and text all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. Straight ahead of me is producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien, Mr. Ross Padgett.
And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. He used to be dirty, but now he is clean. Jim Colbert.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, find everything that we have on the blog at JimColbertLive.com. And speaking of which, we have a couple of cool videos up today. If you haven't seen the chopper crash in Miami.
Okay, that sounds enthralling.
Well, nobody dies.
Yeah,
I mean,
luckily.
Nobody dies. But the scary part of the crash, I mean, the chopper crashing, it kind of labors into the water. It doesn't, it's not like it's dropping from 10,000 feet, right?
All right.
Like it was just kind of banking and it just kind of fell into the water. The scary part is it was at a relatively crowded beach. If that happens even 50 yards from where it went in, it could have been a tragedy.
Miami Beach. I mean, just the Saturday afternoon.
Right, at this time of year.
Yeah.
So we had that video up. And the other video up, I was just actually watching right before we came on the air.
Yeah.
And Jack found this interesting and came in and said, hey, have you seen the video of the guy rescuing the two
They
toddlers?
call it like Arizona Spider-Man.
The two toddlers out in Arizona. It was like a condo complex. Everything's connected together. Fires coming out of a window. And there are cops around and stuff. But when you look at when you listen to the report from the news station out there, they're like, oh yeah, the cops, they braved everything and went for it. I'm like, no, that's the video says that just a random dude jumped up there and basically hanged out of a window that was just broken out by a cop who threw a rock through the window.
Yeah.
So he's dangling with his midsection on this glassy edge as he feeds toddlers out of this burning house to cops down below. And I guess then they try to give. I'm just having fun with it. I mean, we're not casting any aspersions on officers, but the one guy goes, the other officer got on a shed.
Yeah.
And then they're like going to reports, and the guys go, look, that's what we'll do. We'll do that. We'll get on sheds if that's what it takes to save lives. I'm like, you didn't do anything.
But the cops didn't even do anything wrong here. They, acted the way they're supposed to. Those lives got saved. It's just the reporter, they just totally ignored the fact that a rando,
it's just a complete rando,
a do-gooder, climbed up to there and pull these kids out of the window and handed them to the cops. And then they even blurred him. So I guess they didn't have his...
Oh, my God. Oh.
Yeah, they blurred the guy. I mean, you can't even see. All you see is concrete boots.
I'm wondering if he was wanted or something.
No, I'm thinking this guy's a superhero, and he's going to be asked upon the next time.
Maybe he said, I was never here.
All I know, it looked like any construction worker, in those jeans that have a mixture of paint and mortar. He's got the brown boots with the dried concrete on them.
Yeah,
he's just walking by.
He scales the wall.
Scales the wall. Is hanging out of it with one arm.
Yeah,
straight up superhero stuff. Feeding kids out of this burning house to the cops down below. and they blur this guy out and then give him basically zero credit during the entire thing. It's kind of funny.
Is there any audio of him speaking?
No, but I mean, you can hear them talking while he's talking to the cops because there's body cams are on. So you have a number of footages. It's just like all the pomp and circumstance after, but you can check that out at JimColbertLive.com. It's actually kind of funny.
If you heard him talk, I bet you it would have been like, "Here, take this kid, Rachel."
It's very, very superhero-esque.
Yeah.
The Batman.
You have to change your voice.
Man, I was flipping through the news this morning, and I kind of checked out a little bit this weekend after Friday's broadcast, and coming off that little bit of that severe sinus infection I had last week. It was just kind of a downplayed weekend. So I get into the news this morning, and I see that Friday night, I don't know about you guys, and when you come from a small town, certain things come through town. And the entire town feels different for a period of time.
Like a circus?
Like the circus or
a fair.
A fair. Man, fairs are so important to American culture. Do you know that? Do you know how valuable, not just the city or county fairs, the state fairs, the world's fairs, it's such a valuable component and piece of the American lexicon, the American culture. And Friday night, in Osceola County, at the Osceola County Fairgrounds, they tried to have a fair, but when it reached capacity and they told people there's no more room, they started a big-ass fight.
Whoa.
A big-ass fight outside the gate and shut the entire fair down for everybody.
Wow.
I will turn this fair around right now.
They should have lined those idiots up that cost those people their night at the fair and let a mom slap them right in the face as they walked out.
Or even better, you're missing a great opportunity. Put them in the dunk tank.
Oh, God, that's a perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
Sit them out there handcuffed, one after the other, to feed them in there for half an hour at a time.
I'm sure, like Bobo the clown's going to be happy to take the night off.
Man, you want to make a dad and a mom mad? I mean, it's like one of the last affordable things you can do as a family. You can't go to the theme parks anymore because it's $1 trillion. You can go to Fun World out there on iDrive and have some fun or whatever, but the fairs...
You just called it Fun World.
Whatever it is. I don't know. It's what it is, right?
That a place?
Fun spot, my bad.
Oh,
it's Fun World.
Sorry, I didn't even catch it. I'm like, hey, that sounds good. Let's go to Fun World.
And I'm not dogging it. It is what it is. You go there and have a good time for the money you spend, but the fairs offer that one time a year that you can guarantee that the family, regardless of how opposite they may be in the spectrum of liking each other even, can find some commonality for that 1 week of time that this stupid county fair is in your house, in your neighborhood or in your county, and these idiots get out there and start a fight and F it up.
But the fairs are different. It's not like the good old days in the 30s when you had flim-flam artists and con men.
Yeah. I don't know. Jim's really William Wallacing over for fairs.
I don't know why this pissed me off so much because I had one of the only kids.
If I was there, I would have been mad.
I'll give you an example. I'll tell you where this is rooted, you sons of bitches.
Rachel.
One of the only things that my dad and I ever binded on or bound on or bonded on. There you go.
Fun World.
So, God almighty.
This is going to be a great day.
Hey, next segment I'm going to mention, I'm going to try to pronounce Indian names. No, so it was the only...
Like Native American or from Asia?
I know all of those. Let's see, there's Tecumseh. But and that I had that bond, and fairs will always have when you live in a small town, fair comes in a town, you don't have any money to go anywhere. You never leave.
It was the kid. For us, it was the church carnival.
Oh, God.
When I go back, I look at the parking lot that they put on, which is it's the size of these two rooms together, and it's like how they fit everything. Where'd the bumper cars fit? I don't understand. It's between the church and the rectory here.
Oh yeah, there's one right around the corner. This church that lives literally not even a mile and a half from here has a gigantic fair.
Oh, you look forward to it.
Like a fall festival every year. The minute there's a nip in the air, the fair is coming.
Yeah.
You got the games, you got the terrible food.
Yeah.
You got the sketchy people running the sketchy rides.
Got to win a goldfish.
Yeah, exactly. Or a balloon. It's a lot of people's first date.
Yeah.
It
was one of my first dates.
And they screwed it up.
because that's something in town you could do without parental supervision. It was kind of cool. We're going to the fair.
And there's no bar set.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of your socioeconomic space,
Yeah.
there's no bar. Everybody understands what the fair offers. It doesn't matter if you have all the money in the world. It's the fair. It does fair stuff. You can't make it any better. There's no VIP to the fair.
I once performed at a fair.
I've
I
also
remember
performed at fairs.
Yeah, you remember that?
The Central Florida Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
I performed there, and I was competing against a live bear.
A live bear.
Yeah. I'm doing stand-up.
Okay, what's the bear doing?
20 feet away.
Okay.
There's a live bear expo.
Oh, I see. So you have no chance against
I have
the
no
bears.
chance,
Right,
man.
Yeah, the bears are good.
And you know,
there he is.
to your defense here.
Better joke, too.
Yeah, that was a knock-knock in bear language.
Who's bear?
So I'm at Chick-fil-A.
The one thing that is bad about fairs is actually also one of its good things. The whole, you brought it up subtly there, you just glossed over it, but the sketchiness of it.
Yeah.
You know, a ride
There's
is
an element of danger.
There's an element of danger. There's a little action parky vibe to it.
You bored with life? Ride the fair chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Orlando had a fair chopper. My wife took our kids into a helicopter piloted by a fair employee.
Hee-haw.
Tell me what other space in life gives you that ride?
You guys remember, but I think the most dangerous, or the most, I shouldn't say dangerous, but the most intense ride at the fair was the one that it just spun really, really
the
fast.
Gravitron, and then they dropped the floor out of it.
Or the rotor.
Yeah. They've got 35,000 names for it. Sir spins a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
There's always a story of someone throwing up on it.
Always, man. You just get stuck to the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's it. And then you're supposedly, back in the old ones, the thing was they get you going around, you're stuck to the wall, they drop the floor out from under you so that you look down, there's nothing. It's just spinning death down there.
Yeah,
It's the rush. They ride it upside down. You couldn't make it crazy enough for my wife and her friends. They love it.
Yeah, you can move it. You can move slowly against the wall until you're, like you said, upside down.
The scrambler.
And man, the Ferris wheel, a little overrated.
Oh, it is, but that's where you go. Where
else do you get a view of your town from that height?
And can I tell you, it's the most romantic thing you can do in some circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jack said, in a town where there's 2 stories and that's it.
And nowadays it's like, oh look, the Jones, they got solar.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. You're riding the Ferris wheel, but you're going to first base.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude.
Yeah,
that's the point. That's the you get the space to yourself. Nobody can see you.
Mm-hmm.
Fair has a lot of input into your life as a kid. I'm telling you, man. Fairs are badass.
I also just love like the carnies. The carnies also
That's what I'm saying. That's the employees are part of it, man. That's part of the story.
Like how many times are you ever gonna get a stuffed animal from a criminal?
No.
You know, the juxtaposition is there.
And it not cost you your life.
Possible criminal.
If they're always on the road, where do they get their weed from?
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta
that's the side hustle.
Oh,
what do you think they're doing Tuesday through Thursday?
Trust me, those guys got a plug in every
yeah.
They got a guy in every city?
Every city, trust me.
Man, okay, now I want to go to the fair.
Have you ever seen a fair that has the metal ball where they ride the motorcycle around?
Yes.
In circles?
Yeah.
That's the sign of a good fair.
Yeah, it is the sign of a good fair. When you see the motorcycle daredevils and a log flume.
A log flume?
Log flume. You're at a good fair with to have a log flume.
What are...
The Orlando Fair has a log flume.
What?
It is the sketchiest thing they have out there. Like,
I'm trying to think of the best fair
They
foods.
can't have a log flume at a fair.
They have a log flume, dude. I'm telling you, a full-blown...
That's a lot of water.
The log, it pulls you up, like ratchets you up there, and then you come down basically what is a water slide and splash into the bottom, and then it does it again.
It's the above-ground pool of rides.
A fair has to have that thing where that slide where you get into the canvas bag.
Yeah. The burlap sack.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you do that. The fair has to have your Gravitron, your Scrambler, your Ferris wheel.
I'm not even there for the rides. I'm there for the foods.
Your giant pirate ship.
Oh.
And then the foods, the
foods,
the funnel cakes, the sausages.
You could fry dough. There's like 12 different names for fried dough. Elephant ears, funnel cake, Zeppelis is one with balls. You just powdered sugar on it. Oh.
I made fun of my whole crew because they were talking about how good fried Oreos are. And I said, you guys sound like disgusting animals. And then we went to the fried Oreo stand, and there was one left over. She goes, Dad, just try the fried Oreo thing. And I tried the fried Oreo thing. Then I tried to choke the guy that was running the stand because I demanded to reopen and make me more fried Oreos.
I was surprised how good they are.
When you throw a little ice cream on those things, that is next level fat.
It's the whole reason where they also talk about fried butter. I don't I don't diss that because I know how good fried Oreos are.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can't diss anything out of the fair because
right.
it's tried and trust me, it is true and tested.
They had fried Uncrustables.
Oh,
what
God.
you know about fried Uncrustables?
I know nothing.
Get out.
But
Yeah.
I'm willing to learn.
That's peanut butter and jelly inside of those.
That's your
That's
love
my
language.
love language.
That's a Monte Cristo.
Whoa, that was
All
weird.
right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us for sure at 77031. Don't forget about the blog, JimColbertLive.com coming up today. Like I said, Brandon Kravitz, Stephen Kramer. We have Ross Thoughts. We have trivia topics all up and down. Plus, we'll have Jack's last Olympic update coming up here in a second. Ross, what's coming up for news, brother?
All right, guys, there's another Jeffrey Epstein twist. You ready for Chapter 2?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Make sure to hang around for that. That's a pun. Also, Queen Elizabeth was tested positive for sexiness. That was a twist. Portland also has a protest that ironically left a woman dead. All of that for your Toke News.
All right, we'll be back with more of the Toke News with Ross right after this. That's a
Smoke news?
That's a curveball.
Smoke news?
Just do the thing.
Grope news?
Just say what it is.
Just
Just say what it is. Back in a sec.
Woke news.
Thank you.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
Why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at heavy traffic this afternoon, east and westbound on I-4 between US 27 and the 429. Also still seeing some minor delays as you drive westbound between Sand Lake and 536. Be on the lookout for a crash causing some delays on John Young Parkway near Colonial Drive. Another crash is reportedly causing heavy backups on Taft-Vineland Road at John Young. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Racetrack. Racetrack's here with whatever gets you going at everyday low prices. Like buy one pizza slice, get one for $1. 2 for $4 breakfast sandwiches. Or even 2 for $3.50 empanadas or kolaches. I'm in. You in? Get going at Racetrack.
Man, when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath. Here's why. Stellar reputation, not to mention they've been in the residential bathroom remodeling business since 1991. 31 years of experience. That works as well. Plus, they chose Rebath because their franchises have the proper license, the proper insurance. They're dependable. They have standards of performance and processes to ensure thoroughness, and they background check every single employee. That's how you do it. When the bathroom companies go to the big box stores, they look for Rebath, and the reason why is because the bathrooms are simply amazing. The products are amazing as well. Natural stone, travertine, and marble, and all new colors coming all the time. New experiences all the time. Showroom super easy to find. 436 Altamont, right there across from Kobe. When you slide in, you're going to see some bathroom models set up just to show you what those models and those products look like. Really amazing stuff, guys. And the good people who own this company are good people as well. Dave Denbauer, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. All they want to do is get you in the bathroom of your dreams. Just go to rebathmidfla.com, look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your bathroom awaits right now at rebathmidfla.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. It's another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper gig speeds. Meet Gagillionaire Terry. While his love of streaming horror movies has him constantly on the edge of his seat, his internet bill won't give him a scare.
Oh, don't go in there. I'm telling you.
Because since Terry upgraded to AT&T Fiber with hyper gig speeds, he doesn't worry about data caps or equipment fees.
Come on, man. The door's open for a reason.
And best yet, he also doesn't stress about a price increase at 12 months, because with the amazing Gagillionaire lifestyle comes an exquisite sense of tranquility. Most of the time. Live like a Gagillionaire. Get straightforward pricing with AT&T Fiber. Internet that upgrades everything. No data caps, no equipment fees, and no price increase at 12 months.
Limited availability in select areas. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Because injuries to muscles and ligaments don't show up on an x-ray, the insurance companies will use it as an excuse not to pay. But we work with doctors who can see what x-rays can't, giving you a case insurance companies can't ignore.
Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
Orlando.
Enjoy dessert any time of day with Wawa's new Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverages. Inspired by the classic dessert, enjoy the flavors of sweet, fruity blackberry and baked caramel in a decadent cream smoothie, a hot or iced latte, rich macchiatos, and more. Each beverage is made fresh just for you, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. For a sweet treat you can smile about. Order your perfect Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverage today. Gotta have a Wawa. Now when you think dinner, think Wawa. Wawa's got everyone's cravings covered with endless dinner options, including the double cheeseburger. With double the beef patties, double your choice of cheese, and if you'd like, double the bacon. Top it with fresh veggies, or don't top it at all. And while you're at it, throw in a side of fries. However you do dinner, Wawa's got you covered. Enjoy dinner your way. Available every day starting at 4 p.m. at Wawa.
The Ridiculous Crime Podcast proves that true crime isn't always about mayhem and murder. Sometimes it's just silly. Take a deep dive into the absurd side of criminality with tales of stupid capers and idiotic cons that are 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
16-year-old Max Wade decides to steal the yellow and black Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. The owner? You know him as Guy Fieri.
Listen to Ridiculous Crime on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you feel overwhelmed when it comes to handling your personal finances? Credit Karma is here to help you make those big calls with more confidence. Whether you're refinancing credit card debt or paying for an upcoming expense, Karma Confidence technology automatically identifies loans that you're most likely to get approval for. Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see your approval odds right now. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
1 minute you might be blasting AC/DC, and the next year belting out vintage Madonna. Your music tastes varies, and we got you covered with your very own station, My Favorites Radio. The more you listen and thumb up the songs you like, the more personalized your station gets. Get started now and start thumbing, and the only songs that'll play are the ones you've thumbed up. Plus, you can share your station with anyone in seconds. My Favorites Radio, only on the free iHeartRadio app. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio. Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. No more money to give away. What was our final count there?
$24,000.
24 grand. Not bad. Well, the monsters have half of that, and then
probably,
and then we divided up the rest between the news junkie.
I think that's probably how it shook out.
Very good, man. 24 grand. How much longer do we have to wait for something else like that to happen, Jack?
Probably in about a month or so. You know, we have some of the iHeart Festival, and that happens in the summer where we give away trips to Vegas. But we will be doing another cash one probably in April.
Very good. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is right there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Ross.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Jim.
Ross.
Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Don, what a great name, what a great voice, what a great person.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start it off by talking some serious stuff.
Okay.
Herp, snore. The office of French President Emmanuel Macron, which always makes me think about dank little cookies.
Yeah, right? Macaroon.
I'm not the only one. Thank you. All right. He said late yesterday that President Joe Biden and Russian President, you may have heard of him, Putin, have agreed in principle to a summit to discuss the situation in Ukraine. And they say communication is key. So, communication. Yeah. I don't know how well it works when you communicate with a brick wall like Putin.
Well, I mean, I guess he just right before we came on the air, he recognized those two areas of Ukraine
as separatist, as independent, which is probably going to be the guy say, "Oh, look, we're going to protect them."
Well, the White House confirmed the agreement in principle, but said a final decision relies on the outcome of further talks. The French statement says that the summit, quote, can only be held at the condition that Russia does not invade Ukraine, end quote. Well,
yeah. He doesn't want He really doesn't want Ukraine in NATO.
Well, then
he really, 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 really doesn't want Ukraine in NATO. You could say that's probably 90% of why this is happening.
Well,
he does not want those missiles on that border.
On the flip side of that coin, you also have a U.S. official and another person said yesterday that the U.S. has obtained intelligence showing that Russian military officials have been given an order to go ahead with an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Ukrainian Ambassador Oksana Markarova.
Oh, great skater. Yeah. Great skater. 76 Olympics. Amazing.
Yeah.
I got away with
it.
I nailed it, right? I got away with it?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
A little bit of a stutter. Oksana Markarova.
Very nice.
Ukrainian ambassador.
We're revving up. The Ukrainian ambassador does not buy Moscow's claim that it's actively seeking diplomacy. Roll it.
We are at war and we are under attack for the past 8 years.
And that's the thing. I remember this Russian-Ukrainian debacle.
2014?
Yeah, and I'm thinking have they just been revving up? It just things are obviously getting worse. But I remember seeing footage of tanks, what I thought was going into Ukraine back then.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the communication is key, and this would be the greatest example of communication being key.
To give you an example, I mean, those sanctions must be pretty heavy considering that it's even taken this long to actually move into Ukraine. Think about what he's weighing. The sanctions from not only the U.S., but our allies or anybody who does business with those guys is going to be crippling for them and their economy, which is already, from what I understand, weakened and does not need another blow. So it's going to be interesting how he negotiates this. It's an important deal. I mean, it's one of those things where, you may reach that key, but what did it cost you to get there type thing. So we'll see how it goes. That's why these I think sometimes a lot of it's going to be posturing to bring arguments like this to the forefront so they get paid attention to. And of course, a Russian invasion of Ukraine will do just that.
Yeah.
Look how much attention's paid to it over the last 3 weeks or a month now.
Last question. Do you think Putin knows how ridiculous his last name is?
I don't think he cares much about that at all, buddy.
I think this is the foundation of all of his actions.
Dude, he is the richest person on the planet with the money he's got squirreled away.
Yeah.
He's got...
The great thing is you don't even know that.
Yeah.
But the rumor out there that you've squirreled away,
billions.
$300 billion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if my last name was Putin, I might try to take over the world.
How powerful is this guy? He's prime minister. He had term limits, so then he put in another president, but then he was still in charge and now got rid of that, so he's just...
We all understand what the picture is there. With him and Xi is the same thing. I mean, it's the same exact... And that block is interesting.
Sounds like big truck syndrome to me, Jim.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, if you were looking for a really great selfie in front of the Capitol building, you better hurry up because the fence around the Capitol is being put back into place next week before President Biden delivers his State of the Union address on March 1st.
State of the Unit. And is that a storage unit?
It's like, hey, look at this.
Is he going to stand in front of Unit 403 and say, behind that door is some of my best belongings I don't have enough care for to bring into the main house?
I deserve that, and that was far more entertaining than the rest of that story, but you get the gist.
The fence is going back up.
Yeah, the fence is going back up. Get your selfies. Right. Let's do that.
Yeah.
You guys know who Jean-Luc Brunel is?
I don't know.
Well,
is he in relation to Jean-Luc Picard?
No, but he is Jeffrey Epstein's pimp.
What?
Yes, the man called Jeffrey Epstein's pimp was... What was he doing?
Getting underage women to bring to Jeffrey Epstein?
That's what he was doing, and that's why he got arrested in December 2020 as he was trying to fly from Paris to Senegal.
Okay.
But what did they find him do? They found him
tax evasion,
hanging in his French jail cell early Saturday morning.
Oh, did they really?
Look at that.
Wow.
The streak continues.
He got Epsteined.
He got Epsteined.
Wow, man. Really? I didn't hear that.
It gets a little murky. It keeps getting murkier and murkier. Ghislaine Maxwell's family said that they were shocked by Brunel's death and say that they're scared for Maxwell's safety. Brunel was reportedly, you ready for this? Alone in his cell with no cameras recording his final hours.
There you go. I bet.
That checks out.
Yeah, I bet that seems par for the course.
This was a weird news story.
Trust me, buddy. There's some information in that world, that Epstein case world, that is damning. Let's just say that. At the very least, it's damning.
Yeah. I thought this was such a weird response to one of... I mean, imagine this news 2 years ago and how massive it would have been. Of course, I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth she tested positive for COVID-19. And I don't think that made that big of a dent in everybody's news cycle. I'm like,
she's 94 or 5?
95.
Wow.
She's fully vaccinated. The 95-year-old is only experiencing mild cold-like symptoms.
Has the best health care that can be provided by humans.
And she'll continue light duties, which I'm assuming is just standing up.
Yeah, really.
As she receives medical attention and follows all the appropriate guidelines.
She's going to do that wave, right? That queen wave where you're basically just tilting your hand back and forth.
Yeah,
not really waving.
All the fingers together.
Right, and then you basically sit on the throne and you wear very nice, expensive clothes and you do tea and whatnot, right?
And
that's your duty.
This
Talking
news
about
also...
the toilet?
No.
Oh, the royal throne.
Yes.
There he is. The news comes after both Prince Charles and Duchess Camilla tested positive earlier this month. It is not known whether they met with the Queen prior to their diagnosis, but just quickly imagine.
And it's Camilla. She's not Spanish.
Wait,
Camilla.
Camilla. Hey.
Camilla.
Kamaya.
Haas & Pfeffer Incorporated.
Nice to meet you. I just can't get over how this news story was like, okay, that happened, and that's it. And then 2 years ago, this would have melted some faces.
Right. Well, also, Omicron is a lot less fearsome than Delta.
Is this the most trying time the royal family has ever been through? Like right now, outside of Diana's death?
Modern times.
I would say, I would say that this is the most, because you got to remember, this stuff with Prince Andrew is no joke. He basically just admitted that he had a relationship with a 17-year-old girl. And listen, if there's one, there's not one.
And then Prince Redhead and his wife split for California.
Right.
So you got that going on.
Right, yeah. The prince leaves the family.
Yeah.
Andrew puts the entire family in shame.
COVID.
It's been a weird... And then now Camilla is going to be queen.
Yeah.
They've already designated that now. Stepmom's going to be queen.
Did you mean Camilla?
No.
I think it might be Camilla here, guys.
No, that's Cabela. She's a singer.
I'm just going to double down. I'm going to catfish my way out of this thing. I have an overwhelming amount of irony.
Okay.
And this happens too often for me not to find it. I hate a woman does die, but there is a massive lining of like
silver lining.
Silver lining of it just
I can't wait to hear this.
It's kind of comical.
I want
to
hear the story that's comical and uplifting where somebody passes away.
I didn't say uplifting.
You kind of said it.
I just said comical.
Okay.
There's a comedy side to this. Portland protest leaves woman dead and others injured. A woman is dead and 5 others are wounded after a shooting during a protest in a Portland park. The Oregonian says police responded about 8 p.m. last night to a shooting in Normandale Park where protesters were demanding justice for Amir Locke, the unarmed black man who was fatally shot by Minneapolis police earlier this month. Portland police found 6 shooting victims at the park. And that's what I mean by irony. You're protesting, a tragic gun violence episode, and then gun violence happens at that protest.
Yep. Welcome to the West Coast.
Yeah. 3 women and 2 men were taken to hospitals and their conditions are unknown. 1 woman was dead when officers arrived on scene. The circumstances of the shooting are not clear. There's been no reports of any arrests.
They're not going to find anybody.
I mean, that just feel like that's going to fuel itself. What a sick cycle.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of hypocrisy up and down that coast, in my opinion.
FDA warns of Jack, I put this in this segment just for you, my guy. FDA warns of Family Dollar products exposed to rats.
Yeah, I have the story pulled to talk about. This is pretty amazing, right? Did you see how many stores were shut down?
Yeah.
Did you hear the story? Jim?
I did. I all from a warehouse, and when they fumigated the warehouse, 1,100 rats.
There's video of an employee feeding one of Pringles like it's a scene from a Disney movie, like Ratatouille 6.
Right.
He's like legit feeding like it's his pet, like they're shipwrecked and they're each other's buddies.
I'll have you know this is affecting Family Dollar, and I'm a Dollar General guy.
I know. I'm aware. Yeah.
Well,
I got the app.
You wouldn't be seen dead.
I don't have a Family Dollar app. I have the Dollar General app.
Well, even if you were a Family Dollar
I went on Saturday
customer here in Florida, you're actually kind of safe because the FDA is working with Family Dollar to issue a recall, and the states impacted include Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee. So Florida, skirted that bullet.
Had to shut down today because all the stuff we have in the store is infected with rat poop. We'll get back with you next week.
A lot of rats, too. I'll leave that little factoid for whenever you bring it up today.
Yeah.
You got Senator Chuck Schumer, as I like to call him, Chew Shoe, wants the Senate to vote next month to cap the cost of insulin. And I think this is as soon as I read the story, this is one of those perfect debates. The majority leader said Sunday he wants the price limited to $35 per vial, not the hundreds of dollars it currently costs. The senator notes, quote, millions of Americans and too many New Yorkers stand with me on the push to cap the cost of insulin at $35 so we can stop rationing the drug, buying on the dangerous black market, and other methods that, quite frankly, risk life.
Let me ask you something real quick. I mean, how long does a vial of insulin last? Like, if you're an insulin user, is a vial at $35 one use? Is that a vial that you get multiple uses out of? I'm not super familiar with how that works.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with expiration dates on insulin.
I'm just trying to figure out how far $35 goes for an insulin user.
But I do know that the drug is absolutely necessary for many Americans. That, of course, we know that. But the price has been rising more than 15% a year since 2012. So this kind of, and I look at that and I go, this is the perfect debate because you go ahead and there's good to be done, but you also have government stepping in.
It's a private company.
And it's a private company. So you can save lives or have the company prosper more. And it would also set a whole new world of
You have a for-profit healthcare system, but you also have the well-being of Americans. And at what point, where do you draw the line between doing what's in the best interest of public health and well-being as opposed to protecting the rights of private business?
You set a cap on a price like that. Maybe you have the government subsidize the cost of the vials based on your income, based on what insurance you can get. I don't know, man.
Hey,
I'm kind of with Jack on this one, though. I mean, there's some of those things that you look at and you're like, wow, man, that's, that should be accessible. Obviously, you can see there are millions of Americans that deal with diabetes every day. So,
and to close it out, I'm pretty blown away by this because this is the luckiest dog I've ever heard.
Okay.
Because a doghouse got hit by a meteor.
A doghouse got hit by a meteor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's on the auction block. The doghouse belonged to a German Shepherd named Rocky until it was struck by a meteor in April 2019. Both the doghouse and Rocky survived.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why would he sell it, though?
Because the house is estimated to be worth upwards to $300,000.
Oh, because it got hit by a meteor, or because it's got some pieces of it in there or something?
Yes, it's actually among 66 items being auctioned as part of Christie's Deep Impact Martian, Lunar, and other rare meteorite sale.
There you go. You almost got all that out in one night. Good job.
Did we get it?
Yeah. Landing was sketchy.
Yeah, I mean... What I'm trying to say is Home Loans is brought to you.
The news.
Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy Don. You can hear him every Saturday.
9 a.m.
Thank you very much.
9
Every
a.m.
Saturday at 9 a.m. where he goes ahead and answers all of your questions live on air. Go ahead, text him, give him some information. He's going to come back with a beautiful response.
Smart guy, but also the sponsor of the Monster Brew Bus, which takes flight this Saturday.
I know. I tune in and I finally can talk to my fiance about real estate because I learned stuff. I learned acronyms, and date nights have been going way better.
Just tell her you've been reading a lot, so you want to have that commonplace.
Yeah.
So Ross gets dating advice from that mortgage guy Don.
That's how good of a radio program it is. So if your girl's into real estate, you better tune in. You are officially woke. We got away with it. Smoke them if you got them. I hope you smoked them.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Jack's final Olympic update. Let's find out how it all wound up over in Beijing.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends, this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Hi, everybody. Good Monday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King now. Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you had a great weekend. Weather worked out for us. Same today. A warm high near 80 inland. We'll have some 70s along the immediate beachfront. Mostly sunny, warm, dry conditions. Some breezy east winds at 10 to 15. 62 tonight. Mainly clear, cool, light east winds at 5. We'll keep it dry as we get to your Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures growing up and out, friends. Low to mid 80s both days with lows in the low 60s. Have a great one. Enjoy. For Fox 35, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by I-4 Express.
You want to spend your time on what matters most. Soon you'll have a new, more reliable option to get where you need to go on I-4. With I-4 Express, just get on and go. Tolls are collected electronically with SunPass or other Florida-accepted transponders. Learn more at i4express.com.
Man, inflation running high. Who knows when it'll level out? Buy your windows and doors right now, and FAS will lock in your price. That's right, the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows on display, ready for you to operate. Doors built with impact-resistant glass to give you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. And as always, estimates are free, and estimators will always give you plenty of options as well. All their products have a lifetime warranty, and act now. $55 per window, $95 per door. That's the rebate you'll get from FAS Windows and Doors.
Welcome to IKEA. What are you doing?
Hi, I'm juggling a lot these days, so I've decided to embrace it and actually learn juggling. Whoa!
Our IKEA Better Balance Trail might help. Whoa. IKEA family members can follow the trail for a chance to enter to win great prizes. And check out offers like when you spend $250 or more pre-tax, you can save $25 on eligible items when you scan your IKEA family card.
Cool.
Find out more at your local IKEA or IKEA-USA.com/The Better Balance Trail. Offer valid 2/18 to 2/21 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms and restrictions.
The premier engagement ring event of the year is coming to International Diamond Center next weekend. This is the event where we fly in the entire Tacori ring collection. Over 500 eye-catching, elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. Tacori sets the standards with its clean, modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You can see all the Tacori designs in one place. Plus, get up to $1,500 back in Tacori gift cards with your purchase. And 36 months zero interest financing. It's March 4th, 5th, and 6th only. Only at International Diamond Center. We're Opening the vault for this event, showcasing IDC's biggest ever collection of GIA and Forever Mark diamonds. Thousands of hand-picked dazzling diamonds in all sizes, from 1 carat to 15 carats, and all shapes as well. Don't miss your best chance to find the perfect diamond and the perfect Tacori setting. Our largest selection ever, with special offers and 3 years zero-interest financing. It's happening March 4th, 5th, and 6th only, and only at IDC. 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 70% off the second guest on all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. Plus, take all free offers including free open bar, free specialty dining, free air, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office that has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds.
Thank you for calling Easy Cater.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
This year full of real radio is brought to you by Klausman Law. Car crash? Call Glenn Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com.
The good news? You can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us always at 77031. Brandon Kravitz with sports coming up in the next hour. Right now, let's get Jack's Olympic update. The last one.
Now it sounds like funeral music.
I know, it does.
Love the Olympic theme. I get psyched for it.
Sad day for you when it ends, Jack, when you're watching the closing ceremonies. Does it make you sad?
Not really, and let me say, because it's a commitment. It's 18 days every single day, and then and I watch it almost every. I think one night I didn't, and I just watched the recap stuff. But it's a commitment, right?
It is. We're actually going to talk about that at the top of the hour. You know, we had an Olympian call the show before. The guy I went to high school with, who was a weightlifter.
Your buddy. Yeah.
And after the update, my thing is like, what do you do after that? After you do that, you practice for the 4-year thing, and after it's said and done, what do you do when you come back?
It's like just normal life. It's like, oh,
just go back
okay,
to being an accountant, spraying yards, do whatever you do in your real life.
But so a little sad, but I enjoyed the games. I think the angriest I got is listening to the Monsters today as they try and talk about the Olympics, and not one of them watched any of it.
Oh God,
yeah, you know how that went. Anyway, so here we go. Beijing by the numbers. How many athletes do you think competed in the games?
Okay,
total.
I'll go total.
Yeah.
750.
No, more. 751.
Jim, you get the point. 2,874. Because you can't do that game on me. You can't do that one-up game. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I can.
You said 2,100?
2,800.
God almighty, damn.
So that represents 91 National Olympic Committees. Ross, you get the point.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did.
That point means nothing.
I know.
It's like one share of Sheena.
Pride, integrity.
Yeah, that's funny.
1 point of pride.
But 91 National Olympic Committee, not 91 countries, because U.S. Virgin Islands sends just somebody. Puerto Rico sends somebody. And I'm like, hey, if they win something, that should go to our count.
Yeah, that's right.
109 events over 15 disciplines in 7 sports. Around 327 medals of gold, silver, and bronze, all handed out. Still waiting on team figure skating medal ceremony, but they have
hold
to.
on. I thought they were going to do that because the one girl didn't medal.
So here's the deal. In the individual, she didn't medal, and she came up in 4th place, the Russian skater.
Oh, yeah.
However, she was part of the team event where the Russian Olympic Committee team took 1st place and should have won the gold. Since she was part of that, that is tainted as well. So a doping investigation will ensue.
Yeah.
Then they'll determine if the 3 teams behind them all move up. Most notably, United States came in silver. So United States may end up with the team gold in skating.
Exactly. I mean, did they come up with a reason of why she had those 3 heart medications in her body as a 15-year-old Olympic athlete?
So the excuse was that her grandfather's heart medicine was one of them, but combined with the other 2 ingredients is a known doping agent to increase your heart stamina.
Did she try to explain how her grandfather's medication got into her body?
She did not, but she's also 15 years old. So there was a lot of shenanigans with the people around her.
Yeah, lying.
Yeah. And so it's like, how do you hold them responsible? And it needs to be done.
Maybe they're just cheaters. Oh, you mean them as the country?
All of it. Yeah,
for sure.
The Russian Olympic Committee.
This is an ongoing problem with them. It's not like this is the first Olympics this has happened. My God, man, they have a history of doing this.
They finally got caught, and what did they do? Oh, you can't play under your country name. We're not going to play your anthem.
They did nothing to them.
But they're still competing, and it's supposed to be clean athletes. You come up dirty, you don't compete.
Got to go.
Anyway, so moving on. U.S. had the largest contingent of Olympic athletes. We sent 224 athletes. Then it was Canada, then Russia with 212. But it was Norway with 84 athletes winning the most medals. 37 and most gold with 16.
Yeah.
So they have but typically Norway crushes it in the Winter Games.
All those skiing events, all that stuff. That's just part of their life.
So if you rank it by gold, Team USA had 8 gold medals. That's 4th place on the overall list. Overall medals, it's 25, puts us in 5th place behind Canada, Germany, Russia, and of course Norway. Some of the highs, the ladies from Ocala, Brittany Bowe with the bronze in the 1,000-meter speed skating, and Erin Jackson with the gold in the women's 500-meter. She became the first black woman to win a speed skating medal at the Winter Olympics.
Sweet.
U.S. cross-country skier Jessie Diggins, a silver and a bronze in cross-country skiing. She got the silver yesterday in that 30-kilometer race, which is 18 and 3/4 miles. Man,
really?
That takes it out of you.
Yeah.
Cross country, that's working.
Yeah.
She worked for it.
But there was one problem with one of the skiers in the cross country thing, right? Do you have that story?
I do not.
Okay, go ahead. I'll tell you what it is.
All right. Bobsledder Alana Myers-Taylor. She won silver and bronze, but her total of 5 medals makes her the most decorated U.S. winter athlete. Self-described crash pilot. Check this out. She is pledged to donate her brain to concussion research after struggling with the effects of multiple concussions during her career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she was a flag bearer at last night's closing ceremony.
Yeah, there was a Finnish cross-country skier that had a problem.
She's the winner.
No, it was a guy.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you hear that story?
No. What do you do?
Finnish cross-country skier Remi Lindholm suffered during the men's 50-kilometer mass start race in Chengdu. What is it?
Yeah. It's outside of Beijing.
Chengdu?
Close enough. Close enough.
His penis froze.
Oh my God.
His penis froze.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that.
His penis froze. That's what happened. He discussed it. 30-mile-an-hour wind, cross country, things freeze. Move forward, Jack. My apologies.
You gotta you got to prepare for that.
There's no way to what?
Hot hands.
Yeah.
Put some hot hands on your junk.
That's exactly what he did. He got back there, he put hot hands on it, brought it back to life.
Wow.
I heard that it hurt a lot as it was warming up.
Have you ever had frostbite at all?
No.
Oh, my God. It's awful. Just absolutely awful.
Was it blue?
I had frostbite on my toes as a kid when I lived in West Virginia for that short period of time. I say frostbite, it didn't change. It was right at that edge where you couldn't feel anything. It was just like your feet are numb. And my dad was pouring ice cold water on my feet, and it felt like it was boiling water. That's how cold my feet were. Like the water, it was tap water. The water was 50 degrees, but my feet were so cold.
Wow.
That 50-degree water felt like boiling water.
So, shouts out to Nathan Chen, Olympic champion in men's figure skating. He finally got that monkey off his back after his performance 4 years ago, and he was motivated, winning almost everything since then. In snowboarding, again, one of the, back in 2006, people were like, oh, this is a kid sport. This doesn't belong in the Winter Olympics. And now it's one of the most watched things happening at the games. Chloe Kim, first one to repeat.
Wow.
Yeah, Lindsay Jacobellis, the farewell, she got redemption after that hot dogging event from back in 2006. And it was a farewell ride from Shaun White, who really was an inspiration for so many, because he's been the face of the games for snowboarding since it's been an Olympic event.
More than likely, the reason why it kind of persevered is the fact that people just simply it was a big enough deal just to watch him snowboard that you could make it an Olympic thing, and people would watch the Olympics just to watch his run.
Yep.
He was that popular. Still is. Chloe Kim's the same way, by the way. She was a big story. A couple one games back, she started making the name for herself. And
yes. Well, going into the game, she got the gold, and then had to deal with all the celebrity that comes with that. But she's been snowboarding since she was a little kid, and she's the first repeat winner in that event.
Wow, cool.
For the females. And from the thrills of victory to the agony of defeat, U.S. skier Michaela Schifrin, one of the most decorated alpine skiers in history, had a disappointing showing in Beijing. Her final race was the mixed team event where Team USA lost to Norway in the bronze medal race. So they finished in fourth place, just that far away from getting a medal. Just some of the many stories from Beijing. Next up are the Paralympic Games, which begin in just under 2 weeks from Beijing. They'll be using the same facilities. And then 2.5 years, we have the Summer Olympics in Paris. And then in 4 years, the next Winter Olympics will be in Milan and Cortina in Italy.
Wow.
And then in 6 years, the Summer Olympics, Los Angeles, California.
Baby doll, you going out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't, but why not?
Why wouldn't you go out there?
Why wouldn't I?
It's a 5-hour flight. Well, when you go? The tickets aren't that expensive. You can stay outside the city and drive in to do it. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I'm wondering if I can book an Airbnb right now for 6 years from now.
Oh, man.
You think I'd get a better price?
Oh, well, I mean, you'd lock you in for sure, but I don't know if they're going to let you slide like that. I don't know if you could book 6 years in advance.
You get a better price because whoever owns that Airbnb does not know that the Olympics are 6 years from now.
And they're going to be dead. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Showing Loose.
The radio station that other radio stations listen to.
You're welcome.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Traffic is very heavy this afternoon east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, as well as between 192 and the Beach Line. Looking at a great ride, however, throughout the rest of the Orlando area. There are currently no major slowdowns on the Beach Line or the Greenway. Traffic up to speed north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike and east and westbound on the 408. If you run into problems on the roadways today, make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by I-4 Express.
You want to spend your time on what matters most. Soon you'll have a new, more reliable option to get where you need to go on I-4. With I-4 Express, just get on and go. Tolls are collected electronically with SunPass or other Florida-accepted transponders. Learn more at i4express.com.
Man, do you know why you see so much camera footage of crimes? I don't know why either, because the camera is supposed to deter the crime in the first place. Well, that's because they weren't safe touch cameras, because safe touch cameras are event-driven cameras. They're watching for events before they actually take place. You don't want to see somebody breaking into your car. You want to see them before it happens. And that's what safe touch cameras do. They alert you via text or video notification beforehand, giving you time to react to the situation. Not to mention, the safe touch cameras now have 24/7 video coverage and storage in the cloud. Safest and most secure way to store important events that only you, the Safe Touch customer, can control. You decide who sees it and who receives it. And here's the best news. You can actually get that Safe Touch surveillance system with 3 color cameras, 2 24-hour recording, secure storage for as low as only $39.95 per month, and that includes 24/7 service, cloud storage, and camera warranty. System will work with any security system, no security system at all, and that 2-way communicator is the joint. Package that up for additional savings. Call now, 888-723-8682, or visit safetouch.com for that free survey and demo. Safe Touch, doing what others can for over 37 years. State license ZF233.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
If you've been involved in a car accident and are not sure of your legal options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. And take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into cash and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Call 855-773-8634.
Terms and conditions apply. We must settle on 68 equal housing.
Hey, Mario Lopez here. To keep yourself and your community safe, you have to test for COVID. And let's face it, those free home tests aren't going to last. But don't worry, you don't have to go back to risking exposure searching the aisles for a test. The easiest and most reliable way to get tested is at COVID Clinic. COVID Clinic offers PCR tests, which are the most accurate tests you can get, and you can get same-day results. They offer no cost to patient testing. Visit covidclinic.org to find a testing location near you. That's covidclinic.org.
My Friday nights usually spent out, but since my friends got Xfinity Internet, Friday nights in are where it's at. Because Xfinity has Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power a house full of connected devices all at once. We got our show streaming, playlists bumping, and games galore. That's gig speed Wi-Fi for every great night. Can your internet do that? Come on, y'all. The coasters aren't just for decoration.
Now through March 7th, ask how to get a special offer of $200 back when you get gig speed internet. Or get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. New Connect 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and Xfi gateway. Actual speeds vary.
A little to the left. Now to the right. Back to the left just a bit. Oh, that's good. Oh, wait. I think it was supposed to go on a different wall.
You're kidding!
Armstrong Air believes that comfort doesn't need to be complicated. We'll help keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Visit ArmstrongAirInc.com and let Armstrong Air deliver the comfort you deserve. Mention this ad for a residential $79 precision AC tune-up. Turn to the experts today with Carrier and Armstrong Air.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 770-31. Check out the blog, JimColbertLive.com. A couple cool videos up there. That chopper crash in Miami, right there on, I don't know if it's on South Beach, but it's right there on the beach.
Right off the beach, man, and that thing goes down feet from swimmers.
I mean, crazy. Nobody passes, so you don't need to worry about contributing to any of that kind of
We're
noise.
not putting up snuff films.
Yeah, not doing that, but it is pretty amazing how lucky the people in the water were, to be honest with you. Another Twilight Zone moment.
And the people on the helicopter. 2 of them went to the hospital, but not too serious, and I guess the third one didn't even have to go.
No. And we have another video up as well?
Absolutely. This is what they call the Spider-Man in Arizona. It was a Good Samaritan. There was an apartment complex on fire, or at least an apartment on fire, and there were kids in one of the rooms, and the police there threw a rock through it. But this Good Samaritan
just this
climbed up the wall, ripped out the frame of the window, and then pulled the kids out and handed them off to the police.
And by the way, he was doing all of this by hanging with his own body weight under it, like he had the building under his arm, like it was a book. And while hanging there, doing everything Jack just said.
On a window that they just broke, so there's probably glass around,
on
too.
A building that's on fire.
That, too.
So check out the entire story, because how they reported it is pretty funny as well.
Yeah.
That's JimColbertLive.com. You said a couple things, and then just something during the break. We have breaking news coming up. It looks like Saturday will be the opening of the speed lanes, the inside lanes for I-4.
Yeah, the I-4 express lanes are going to open on Saturday. Those are the toll lanes to help unclog congestion through Orlando's core. The debut is this weekend.
So we've actually kind of we've bantered this about, and trying to figure out whether or not we actually believe it's going to relieve some of Orlando's traffic. I think the I-4 expansion's already done that at a pretty good click.
I agree. Yeah.
And I do believe that these lanes are going to make it. See, there's still a downtown, just through downtown. As people get off to go to the Dr. Phillips Center, to the Amway Center, to the soccer pitch, to any of those event-driven areas, it all comes off of I-4 in the same exit. Like, if you don't live around here and you're listening to us from out there, I-4 has pretty much one exit that dumps off, and the Dr. Phillips Center we talk about all the time, the Amway Center, and the soccer field are all in a line. They're really not that far. You can walk from Dr. Phillips to the arena in 15 minutes. It's right there. So that takes all the traffic, which of course blocks traffic going through downtown. I think that's where it's really going to show its teeth. And I think that's where people are going to use it the most, just to get through the downtown area. Because, once you get past downtown, it really isn't that bad until you get to the parks. It gets unruly at the parks.
And not specifically Universal, not that bad.
No,
it's that Lake Buena Vista
nightmare.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think it's the worst part of I-4.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it didn't used to be, because there were so many ways to get off of the exits to get into the parks. And a lot of the locals knew how to get into the parks or into those areas from around, so they didn't have to go I-4. But, as more and more people come to this market and go to these parks, we have already had days this year where it was they had to shut it down. There's too much business, and it's only going to get worse / better for them.
Yeah, so it's good. This Saturday is going to be the introductory rate, because it's going to be 50 cents per segment. So if you're going westbound, it'll be a total of $3 if you rode it the whole way, or $3.50 going eastbound. Like I said, introductory, because they're talking it's going to fluctuate depending on the need based on to manage traffic flow, and it could be, I remember early reports were that it could be $14 one way.
Yeah, I would tell you the first couple months, 6 or 7 months, that if you use this road, I would check my bill. I would just make sure that you're getting billed properly. I mean, I don't know how this billing system works. I'm guessing it's the same exact as like SunPass.
Yeah, it's
the same
They're
thing.
not doing pay by plate. They're not doing cash. You have to have one of the transponders, either ePass, SunPass, or actually it's in the Southeast. I think we have an agreement with several of the states between Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina.
I would also, I would take a few minutes, and I don't know how many of the local stations are going to log into this, but man, I would take a few minutes and acclimate myself to those exits, because they're different. I don't know if you noticed where the exits are, like in the automatic exits from the it exits from the dead center of I-4 onto the highway. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out as well as cars start coming into
y'all play nice now
traffic at full speed as they're kind of moving around.
'Cause you might believe that, well, I'm not going to use a toll lane, so this won't affect me, but it will if you suddenly have cars trying to get into your lane from your left.
All right, 407-916-1041. Who's this?
This is Denver, and he's one of the surveyors who worked on it.
All right, Denver, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Jim? Denver the driver. Hey, you guys talked to me many times.
Yeah.
I'm one of the surveyors. Yes. I'm one of the surveyors, one of the companies. My company's one of the surveyors. I'm telling you right now, the reason why they're opening this thing on Saturday, because it's going to be a cluster blank. Because the way they have this thing set up, you're going to be clogged out, especially in Maitland. Where you're getting off in Maitland trying to get on the Lee Road, it's going to cause accidents. The only place where I see the relieving of this is going to be is down by Universal Studios. All of these things, the way they're set up, you have to be doing 75 to 80 miles an hour to just get over to try to make these exits that they have. It is an absolute nightmare.
Well,
they've been running scenarios. The police department's been running scenarios. The fire department's been running scenarios, and none of the scenarios are working. It is an absolute nightmare. Mark my words. This is not going to be a very pleasant experience for a while.
So there's that.
Was it $2.5 billion to build this thing?
Oh, man.
It better be right.
I mean, I'm a little confused of what that guy was trying to say.
Okay.
It was very chill. I think, according to him and that tone of voice, I-4 is on fire, and it has murdered many people with a knife.
I mean, if you just look at it logically, you're on the inside. So you're in the express lane on the inside of the highway.
Left.
So if you're going east on I-4, let's say from downtown going to Daytona or whatever, left of you, there is a lane that's hauling ass. Well, eventually that lane is going to have to merge onto I-4 to use the exits to go where they got to go, whether it be because there aren't separate exits for the express lane. It just lets you back out into I-4 so that you can use the I-4 exit.
You actually see this in effect on the Greenway, like when you go through, I think it might be the University toll, because if you're on the E-Pass side, but the exit's there, so you kind of have to move through the area of the people who had to stop for a toll.
Exactly. And it's just going to be interesting watching people merge from that lane. It's basically going to be a speeding lane, let's face it. You're going to be over there going 80 miles an hour, and then you're merging into I-4 on the fast lane side of I-4.
Oh, is that it? Is there no speed limit? Is it like the Autobahn down that strip you're paying for it?
It's not supposed to be, but buddy, you got to remember the passing lane on I-4 is the lane that's going to be adjacent to the lanes that enter the highway. So both of those vehicles going at a really high rate of speed, and we know how much people pay attention when they drive in this state.
Yeah, but it's still better than if you were broke down on the side of I-4 and coming from a dead stop trying to merge into that lane.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
And maybe I'm just, putting some oxygen to a conspiracy theory, but I would say that the narrative has definitely been like, we're doing this for you.
We're
here to help.
Well, listen, can I tell you something? The fastest way to get money is to go to Central Floridians and go, hey, man, how you guys like I-4? Oh, no? Well, I can fix it. Here's what I need. I need $2 billion. And then we'll go. And then, then
we're going to charge you by the head.
Yeah, whatever.
The toll lanes are a central feature of the $2.4 billion revamp of I-4. It's the costliest road project in state history.
Yeah, and it wasn't even slated to be that. It doubled in cost, if I remember right. I think the original pitch for this thing was like $1.2 billion. And this thing doubled. It extended in time. It was supposed to be done 2 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Hey, you want us to finish or leave it as it is?
Yeah.
I'm driving to work from, I leave my house at like 12:50, usually get a bite to eat, show up here at 1:30. So I'm on I-4 from about 1:10 to 1:30, and it's not that bad. Or yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the best time to be on I-4.
Yeah.
In the middle afternoon. I mean, it's the best.
But I've caught a couple of those rush hours, and it's not great.
But when we leave here to go to Dr. Phillips shows, and the Dr. Phillips Center, I could ride a bicycle there in probably in 40 minutes. I'm not kidding. It's not that far away.
I'd love to see it.
I know you would, and I almost hesitated to even say that because I knew exactly what you would say, you mother.
Yeah, you can become the mayor of Chafetown.
But even when I leave here and it's only that far away, I worry because, man, you can just get over that road. Once you get over Lee Road, you just brake lights for miles. And hopefully this will alleviate some of that for people who just want to blow through downtown and don't have to get off. I'll use it. I'll have that transponder the first day.
You don't have a transponder right now?
No, I have the sticker.
It's the same thing. No, let him go.
The sticker doesn't work. I heard it didn't work.
It does work.
Can I send a friend request to the responder?
Actually, I don't have my stickers on my car. I don't have a transponder or anything for my truck yet, which I have to get.
You know,
I do pay by plate right now because I'm lazy.
You're paying
oh my
by
God, you're
plate?
paying twice as much. It is twice as much as having a transponder.
But that means I have to go into Walgreens.
No.
It's a nice place.
Are you a SunPass or an E-Pass
We're
guy?
SunPass people.
Okay. Yeah, you have to go into the Walgreens and buy it.
Yeah.
The E-Pass that you get online, they send you the sticker for free.
Yeah, I don't want the sticker.
Walgreens
I
has
want
a lot.
I want the transponder. The suckers.
Yeah. You know what? Also, I knew today was a little bit hotter because of my transponder. My transponder Doppler. You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't very hot, but it was a little steamy because one of the suction cups was dangling.
It gave up the ghost.
Yeah.
It's sitting there and hung itself.
It's only in Florida where we're like, oh man, it's so hot, my transponder melted.
My transponder Epsteined itself.
Yeah, suction doesn't work.
Yeah, I know when my dash camera commits suicide and jumps off. I'm
All right.
glad I didn't leave the kids in here again.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Oh my
Text
God.
us at 770 when you're the worst ever, Jack. I told you, man, he's the darkest guy in the building, but his hair looks good.
Thank you.
And he looks like a deacon. He gets away with murder.
Responsible, sure.
All right, Brandon Kravitz up next.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is very heavy this afternoon east and westbound between US 27 and the 429, as well as between 192 and the Beach Line. Looking at a great ride, however, throughout the rest of the Orlando area. There are currently no major slowdowns on the Beach Line or the Greenway. Traffic up to speed north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike and east and westbound on the 408. If you run into problems on the roadways today, make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Unjunk your sleep during the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Shop now and get a king bed for a queen price, plus a free adjustable base with purchase. Don't miss hot buys like beds starting at just $159.99, plus Tempur-Pedic savings.
It's the new year and time to finally free yourself from glasses and contacts with the help of the Filatowski Eye Institute. They'll help you exactly like they helped my son and my father-in-law change their lives virtually overnight. And you can have that same experience. Just text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that consultation. Get started on a path to better vision today. And remember, Filatowski Eye Institute, one of the leaders in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. They can really help you out, man. Not to mention Dr. Filatowski is a super guy. Money and concern, don't worry. 24-month interest-free financing is available. Take that next step to clearer and crisper vision today. Text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your consultation today.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into the cash you need and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Visit rpfunding.com.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 equal housing.
Are you 65 or older, diagnosed with heart failure, and still experiencing unresolved symptoms? Then this message may be for you. Other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome or gastrointestinal problems could be a sign of something more serious, like transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM for short. ATTR-CM is a rare and life-threatening disease that worsens over time, so it's important to recognize the signs and talk to your doctor. For more information, visit attrcmfacts.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
A little to the left. Now to the right. Back to the left just a bit. Oh, that's good. Oh, wait, I think it was supposed to go on a different wall.
You're kidding.
Armstrong Air believes that comfort doesn't need to be complicated. We'll help keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Visit ArmstrongAirInc.com and let Armstrong Air deliver the comfort you deserve. Mention this ad for a residential $79 precision AC tune-up. Turn to the experts today with Carrier and Armstrong Air.
Why get out of your car when you can sit right there with Tijuana Flats Curbside Pickup? Just order ahead, pull up, and drive away with Tex-Mex. Incredible! Fresh, fast, right to your car. Order now on the app or at TijuanaFlats.com.
CW18. Welcome to Brixton University.
From the creators of All American.
Well, if it ain't Simone Hicks.
Juggling school, tennis. It's your journey.
What if I made the wrong choice coming to college here?
You do you.
You are looking at the new face of HBCU baseball.
What if I'm not good enough? Basically, you're scared every damn day, bro.
The series premiere.
Never let anything keep you from your dream.
All American Homecoming, following All American. Tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
This is the time to get caught up. This is the time to know what's happening now and what's developed during the day. This is West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
Following the big stories.
Tracking the next storm. Breaking down the big play. It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
Michelle, Stuart, Tony, and Darren. West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
The countdown to Bike Week has begun, and it's all happening at the historic Orlando Harley-Davidson factory, March 4th through the 13th. Live music, full baller, tattoos, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Orlando Harley-Davidson Historic Factory, 3770 37th Street, just off I-4. Visit OrlandoHarley.com or follow us on social media for details. Orlando Bike Week 2022, March 4th through the 13th. You don't want to miss it.
Nothing makes a good night bad or bad night worse than hitting up a drive-thru and getting served cold, tired fries. Golden, more like soggy arches. Tonight, make it Wendy's, where fries are hot and crispy, not cold and soggy. They're also preferred over McDonald's, almost 2-to-1. End the night on a good fry. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Late Night.
Taste test preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company. Hours may vary by location.
Hey, this is John Hope Bryant, entrepreneur and fellow builder, just like you. Thanks to the help of iHeartRadio and Prudential Financial, I like to present to you my brand new podcast, Building the Good Life, where each week a special friend and I will break down and unveil the mysteries of how you build. So if you're ready to build like you've never thought you could before, the best version of you, make sure to listen every Friday on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Very aggressive. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is here. Ross is here. And every single Monday around this time, we can invite our good friend Brandon Kravitz in from 96.9 The Game. Talk a little sports. What's up, BK?
It is great to see you guys on this fine President's Day.
Good to see you as well, friend.
I'm entering the Zoom here.
I just found out that it's President's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because this was the first Sunday without football, or was that last Sunday?
Last Sunday was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so this is the first Sunday without football, and like a lot of my social media feed was just dudes looking out the window, drinking tea, and wondering where their life was.
I loved it. I mean, I actually opened my show with exactly that today because I'm a football junkie. Okay, so I get it, and I've lived that life before where.
Oh, man.
Football season ends and you don't know what to do with yourself. But I miss the sun. You know, like I hadn't been outside in weeks.
You miss the sun, your sun.
Yeah, all of the above, all kinds of suns.
All the suns, huh? Yeah, not me, man. I love watching football. So Sunday this week, thank God we had the Genesis Open, and it was a pretty good golf tournament. But
there was also the that popular race that people like to watch.
I'm not a big race guy, but I did watch the last 20 laps of the Daytona 500. It was kind of fun, I guess.
That's exactly what I watched.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what you just said. I mean, it's not that, believe me, I don't value the sport of NASCAR more than sitting back and watching a classic NFL game.
Right,
but
yeah.
when the NFL is on it, and college football is the same thing for me, it gobbles up everything else. And so I can't appreciate the other things that are going on. It's the thing that I've learned to love about the football offseason is I can sit back. We've got some great golf tournaments coming up, and that can be my focus over the weekend.
Yeah, sure.
You've got this past weekend, I watched college basketball, I watched golf, I watched NASCAR, and I watched NBA All-Star events.
That's
it was
good.
so
You're right.
eclectic.
It's probably better for the diversity for you as a broadcaster that specializes in sports, but for me as a fan, just Sunday afternoons, I played golf Sunday morning with a friend I love playing golf with. To go back home, make a plate of wings, grab a couple beers, and know that you're solidly getting entertained for the next 8-10 hours of your day. That is very comfortable. That's a space I love being in. This weekend was the first weekend acclimating to a non-football scheduled weekend, but it's fine. We have the second half of the NBA season coming up, and other things like that. Plus, the Olympics are going on this weekend as well.
That too. I watched some of the Olympics. I mean,
attaboy, me and you.
You know what?
That's it.
Back half of the Winter Olympics, I got really into it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
So let's talk about this thing that they call the All-Star Game now.
Yes,
of course. Back in the day, it was just East and West, and you played. Now it's like LeBron's team versus
Kevin Durant's team, which is kind of weird because Kevin Durant didn't play because of an injury. So you had Team Durant with Durant not on the team.
So the whole idea, what they're trying to do is kind of create a pickup game kind of feel, right?
Yeah.
Just a public court pickup game kind of feel. They had the normal slam dunk 3-point contest. Did they have a rookie game this year?
It's called the Rising Stars Challenge. But yes,
yeah. And
it's first and second year players.
It's all pretty good though, right? I mean,
it was all fantastic. I mean, all across the board. I watched all of it. The NBA absolutely knocked it out of the park this year. There's one big glaring hole in that, which was the dunk contest. It was the worst dunk contest I've ever seen in my life.
And listen, man, isn't that kind of crazy considering that's all people used to tune in? I mean, a lot of lay fans, like lay people like myself, I would not be interested in watching the All-Star game for many years until I got into the Magic when they came into the game. I would watch All-Star games just to see Shaq and some of the other people. Penny Hardaway would almost always make the team. But in that same sense, everybody tuned in to see the dunk contest. I mean, the 3 contest is kind of fun, but everybody...
The 3-point contest has become by far the more fun event.
But that shouldn't be the case, man.
No, it should not.
With all of this athleticism and all the creativity the NBA has, there's no way to repackage this product and make it good again?
You've had guys in the past where the stars don't compete in the dunk contest, which is the biggest problem. If you just got the biggest stars and the best dunkers with the biggest name value... The contest would still be awesome.
And do they try to say that it's an injury thing, or do they just not want to lose to
they're
somebody?
Too cool. They're just too cool for it.
Is that what it is? They don't want to lose to somebody?
Honestly, if you want to point to when did that start, LeBron ruined it.
Yeah, he ruined it.
LeBron has not once ever competed in the All-Star game, and this is the way that all sports works. Athletes follow the biggest star in the game. What do you do? If LeBron competed, then other big names would be like, oh, it's cool, LeBron's doing it, I'll do it too.
Right, yeah.
And once he never took part in that, then that domino effect came. And you know what it became for some, which was it was a good opportunity for guys that didn't have that household name value to make a name for themselves. Aaron Gordon did it.
Yeah,
Zach LaVine did it.
Yeah.
Now, Zach LaVine's actually turned out to be a really good NBA player, but when he started making a name for himself, it was as a dunk guy. Terrence Ross of the Magic was a dunk guy.
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter was sort of like broke the.
But he solidified his name in that contest, though, right?
I mean, big time. I mean, a big part of his star value was what he did in the dunk contest, but he was also a great player.
He was a good player, yeah.
So,
good guy, too, by the way.
But that was the end of it. And Vince Carter, that was the year 2000 when he hung on the rim, and it was one of the more famous moments. Well, LeBron came into the league 3 years later. And the league would love to have him as part of the dunk contest, and he never did. That's why Fast forward all these years later, and even though Zion Williamson is injured right now, even if he wasn't, he wouldn't compete in that.
No, he wouldn't
John Morant's one of the most exciting players in the NBA. He was asked, is there anything that would make you want to compete in this? This guy had a 360 dunk in the All-Star game, would have won the contest going away. And he said, no, there's nothing you can do. I just don't want to do it. Guys don't want to do it. And there are dunkers that would be so much fun to watch. You look at the home run derby in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, sure.
The biggest stars in the game, best home run hitters, they compete.
Yeah.
That's why that event is fun.
Absolutely.
And so if you don't have guys that are more obscure names like an Aaron Gordon that are dunking over stuff and doing all these crazy things that make us go, wow, who cares about the name? That was really cool. If you fall flat, you fall flat hard because you had a guy, Juan Toscano Anderson. Ever heard of him?
Nah.
No, neither had I.
No.
Okay. He was the runner-up in the contest, and his last dunk was a run-of-the-mill dunk you'd seen in an NBA game. It was
there
bad.
are no NBA stars with a middle name. That doesn't happen. There are no NBA stars with middle names. Name one NBA star with a middle name.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of them have
Carl
middle names.
Anthony Towns.
There you go. See, I lose.
And he's
Let me
a
ask
stud.
you though, with the LeBron thing, maybe that's not he's not known for being a real athletic dunker though. We know
he is.
We know he can dunk, but I mean he's 50,000 years old. What's he gonna do?
Well, not now. I'm talking about ever. I'm not saying LeBron now should compete. LeBron in the past should have done. He would have kept the dunk contest alive had he done it from the range of 2003 to 2007.
Why don't they just do that as teams the way they're doing the other thing? I mean, if LeBron doesn't dunk, he could still put his name on it by saying, "Look, I handpicked these guys. These are my dunk guys." And then it's a team against another team.
Because those guys don't want to dunk.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be lesser stars. But my point is, you're getting LeBron involved because he's handpicking the guys he thinks are the best dunkers out there. Then the people who are like the up and coming stars are like, well, I'm part of LeBron's thing, so it's like him giving it his little night tap of approval, and then they do it on the do it east-west and do it that way. Something, man.
Forgive him, Brandon. He's such a huge LeBron fan.
I know, massive.
That's the best that's the best idea anybody else has offered. You can put that peanut butter and jelly sandwich with no crust down of a dunk contest if you want.
My idea the best idea is to just get the biggest stars to play. But if you can't do that, you can't do that. It's not going to happen. If that was going to happen, it would have happened already. I think what you could do, one of the other events, there's 3 events on Saturday night's All-Star Weekend event schedule. Yeah. You've got the skills challenge, and then the 3-point contest, and then they wrap up with the dunk contest.
Right. Yeah.
The dunk contest has become a big fat dud. So let's take the dunk contest and make it part of the skills competition, which is a lot of fun. And then you could wrap up the skills competition with a behind-the-back dunk or whatever. Add the total score of the vote to the team score. I think there's a way to do it.
How about they put something on the line?
Bring
some dudes up from the D League, and the person who wins it gets a small deal.
Oh, that's a little Hunger Games
action. You bring them up from the D League. These guys are hungry. They'll do anything. They'll literally eat their own thumbs to stay alive in a harsh winter.
I think I got it.
Get them up there. Let 4 or 5 of them just go crazy, and the one who wins it gets like a
how about you starve?
a month-long deal with the Magic.
Starve them for 2 days, and the winner gets to eat a steak dinner.
Don't you dare mock my idea. It's better than anything you've had.
All right.
Okay, I think I nailed it here because the main problem with the dunk contest is that there really isn't anything to gain. You win it, it gets forgotten about.
Nobody even cares anymore.
Right? So you need something to gain. And something, what I'm thinking about is something about like their moral compass. So the prize is $3 million to your charity of choice.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, LeBron, you want to do the dunk contest? It's $3 million for your charity.
And then he
says,
I'm
good. And he goes, no. And you're like, oh, so you don't want $3 million for your charity?
You immediately while you're standing there, you have your social media account up. LeBron refuses to help kids with cancer.
Exactly.
Send.
That's how you get them.
Okay. Here's the best part. That's not the worst media he's gotten.
That would definitely be the worst media. He's scandal free.
You actually touched on one of my biggest pet peeves with all of these fringe sporting events that we watch. I cannot believe that companies and leagues can get away with this stuff. Like they do that in the home run derby. If the ball hits this little patch of grass, we'll donate $100,000 to cure cancer. It's like, So you have the money, and you're not going to use it unless Mike Trout hits a home run. You might want to just donate that.
8 of the kids in the stands, and they can barely clap, hoping it hits.
Yeah. There's the IV bag section in 103.
Oh,
Get outta
dear.
here. It's so terrible.
Oh, dear.
Your ideas are bad, Brendan. What
You
else
need
got?
the stars, otherwise it's not going to work.
You're right.
I did think All-Star Weekend was phenomenal. Steph Curry stole the show, and part of the thing is, too, you could tie this back to the lack of luster that we have with the dunk contest, is that, quite frankly, the way that the game has changed, the 3-ball has become more exciting than the dunk. The game has changed. Steph Curry was making threes from everywhere last night.
How about no-look half quarters? Like he's shooting it and then turning around and giving like daps to everybody while the ball's still in the air.
Knowing it's going in.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb.
It's better than anything else that happened this weekend. He scored 50 points, and he did it in front of 74 of the other best players that have ever played in the game, and that was one of the other cool things they did this weekend. Was at halftime they had the ceremony for the NBA's, who is listed as, it's certainly debatable, but the NBA's 75 best players of all time, and Steph Curry, of course, was one of them, and then he puts on a dazzling show like that.
Best shooter that ever lived.
Ever.
He's the best shooter. He's the best shooter that's ever lived. I've never looked. I mean, I'm the biggest Larry Bird fan because he did it with nothing. He did it with no athleticism. He did it with no jumping ability, and he still was just the best shooter I'd ever seen until I saw this guy. This guy Curry is not even on this planet. His ability to shoot the ball from the catch. Nobody catches and shoots it faster. Nobody gets rid of the ball faster. Nobody takes the slightest glimmer of light as an opening and makes it look like a normal everyday play. He's the most skilled shooter I've ever seen. Not a bad handle either.
Was it you that told me this, or have we had this conversation where he's changed his training regimen, where it's not about making threes anymore when he's practicing? It's about getting swishes only.
Yeah, just
if
swishes.
If it hits the rim at all, even if it goes in, it doesn't count. For him.
Right, yeah.
That's incredible. And when he shoots, you can get to see it. The ball falls through the rim, and it's crazy because it's the same size ball, it's the same size rim. Everybody has a similar enough shot, but when you watch a ball that Steph Curry shoots go through the hoop, it looks different than everybody else.
It sounds different. It looks like it's in remote control. I mean, that shot he made from the baseline and then turned around and looked at the crowd again. Ball's still in the air. I don't think it's halfway there yet. He knew. He knew he let it go.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen that photo, you've got to go check it out.
He's turned around, like asking the crowd for applause. The ball is like 8 feet from him. He just shot it, and he knew it was nothing but ice.
Yeah.
He's so cold, man. The guy's so good. It's so much fun to watch.
Michael Jordan had one hell of a weekend, by the way.
Yeah, this was a weird thing I learned about the Jordan-LeBron James relationship because I'm not a big LeBron James fan. I just learned this stuff.
Yeah, so they, I guess they haven't had a lot of opportunity, which sounds crazy. You would think they'd, exchange phone calls or FaceTime on a regular basis, but I guess they don't talk all that often.
Yeah, but he had a big weekend outside of that, though.
Yeah, and so they embraced, they had a hug, millions of people have viewed that video by now, but Michael Jordan started his Saturday in Daytona because he owns the Bubba Wallace car. His car finishes second in the Daytona 500, and then immediately hops on the jet and flies to Cleveland. He gets there by halftime, and he's able to throw on his NBA 75 all-time player jacket.
No way he's
what a
missing
day.
that.
That's the GOAT right there.
No way he's missing that, dude.
Incredible. And if we're being honest with ourselves, Michael Jordan's jacket probably should have been a different color than everybody else's.
Yeah.
He's just a cut above.
What color were the jackets?
They were just I think it was a plain black or navy blue blazer with
gold.
Yeah. They had the NBA 75 logo on it.
Who's the most controversial player in that top 75?
Of the guys
who's the most controversial that got left out of the top 75?
Dwight Howard. To me, it's without question, it's Dwight Howard. And to me, it's crazy that Dwight Howard was not a member of the NBA 75 team. It is, he called it politicking, and Dwight's sort of, he's easy to not like, but I think he's right on this one.
It all went wrong once he left Orlando.
Oh, if I bet, I would venture to say if he never left Orlando, he would easily be viewed differently, and he'd be on a list like this. He should be honored as one of the best 75 of all time, simply because of some of the other names that are on there. You've got guys like Carmelo Anthony, nope. James Harden, no thank you.
Oh, really?
Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that was
Anthony Davis is on the NBA 75 list.
He's been playing 4 years.
Look at their numbers side by side. Dwight Howard blows them away. Dwight Howard's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He took the Orlando Magic to the finals in 2009. He's one of the best big men we've ever seen. He just didn't do it. The longevity isn't there, and we've seen the peaks and the valleys with Dwight Howard have been so extreme because he went from, you argued at his peak in 2008, 2009, is he better than LeBron James? Phil Jackson back then said that if he had to choose, he would start his franchise with Dwight Howard. We easily forget that it was that close back then.
My wife went to a basketball game probably about 10 years ago, whatever, with a client. It was part of a deal. Just a bunch of them went, and they were right there on the floor. And she goes, who's that really big guy? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, what was his number? And she goes, 12. I said, it was Dwight Howard. She goes, that guy looks fake. Like, he looks fake. He looks like an android. He looks like one of those things that Fox Football has on the side during commercials.
It's those shoulders.
Like a football-playing android. She said he didn't even look real. He was so shredded and ripped and big. Like, you couldn't imagine somebody that big being that ripped. But his personality made him hard to like.
Yeah, it did.
That interaction with Van Gundy was one of the worst. I mean, that was one of the more bizarre sports moments I can remember.
When I think of Dwight Howard, I think of a moment that I had actually in our hallways, not far from where we're sitting right now, and it was right around that same time. It was all the rumors started boiling up, and people kind of thought, well, Dwight Howard could be forcing his way out. He went on 106.7, Johnny's house. He did some fluff interview there, and I'm standing outside the door, and I'm just waiting. I want to drag him over and have a couple minutes on the air on the sports station. Let's talk about what's going on. And he exits the room, and I said, Dwight, it's really nice to meet you. Would you have a couple of minutes to spare for an interview? And he said, no, I've got to get to the gym. And I looked at him, and he had a cut-off shirt on, and we remember how big his shoulders were. And I looked at him, and I said, Dwight, I think you're good. I think you're all set.
You can spare 5 minutes for me to ask you a couple questions, buddy.
He walked away.
You're not going to wither away.
But he was so dismissive, and that's Dwight Howard. He's not somebody that really – he had those moments early on where he was that comedy guy, and people loved him, but I think the reality of who he is kind of came through, and that is the reason why he doesn't end up on a list like this, because it's a popularity contest, and he's not popular.
He's not, and it is a popularity contest because at least two of those names you said earlier definitely should not be on that list for sure. All right, it's always good seeing you, buddy. Good job.
Same.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And we'll have one of the warmest weeks so far this season, consistently in the 80s just about every day, upper 80s as we head toward the end of the week before a significant cold front brings 50s and 60s for highs back to the region for early next week. Tomorrow, the high 83. Look for 87 for Wednesday and Thursday, 88 for Friday, and 86 for Saturday and Sunday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Don't drive much, don't pay much with pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate. Life is good when you're in the driver's seat. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
The premier engagement ring event of the year is coming to International Diamond Center next weekend. This is the event where we fly in the entire Tacori ring collection. Over 500 eye-catching, elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. Tacori sets the standards with its clean, modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You can see all the Tacori designs in one place. Plus, get up to $1,500 back in Tacori gift cards with your purchase. And 36 months zero-interest financing. It's March 4th, 5th, and 6th only at International Diamond Center. We're opening the vault for this event, showcasing IDC's biggest ever collection of GIA and Forevermark diamonds. Thousands of hand-picked dazzling diamonds in all sizes, from 1 carat to 15 carats, and all shapes as well. Don't miss your best chance to find the perfect diamond and the perfect Tacori setting. Our largest selection ever, with special offers and 3 years zero-interest financing. It's happening March 4th, 5th, and 6th only at IDC. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit.
Start driving the truck that you deserve today. Visit nationstrucks.com and take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.99% and make no payments until June with approved credit. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Ram, and GMC. Find them all at Nations Trucks, the world's largest independent truck dealer.
One night in Daytona is unlike any other. Daytona Supercross, happening Saturday, March 5th at the World Center of Racing. Nowhere gets you closer to the action. Nobody but Ricky Carmichael could design this course. It's the one and only AMA Supercross event in Florida. Be there as the biggest names battle it out, under the lights in what's sure to be a race for the record books. Get your tickets and trackside access by calling 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visiting DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
A bounce check can be expensive. Why risk it when an Amscot cash advance could cost a lot less? Up to $500 on the spot with no credit check, and it won't hurt your credit rating. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
Tax problems can be extremely stressful and cause financial devastation. The tax attorneys at J. David Tax Law are right here in Orlando to be your personal advocate and resolve your IRS or state sales tax issues. J. David Tax Law focuses on your needs and case outcomes. Don't be fooled by out-of-town tax companies that focus only on signing you up without even working with an attorney. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, payroll taxes, bank levies, wage garnishments, tax liens, or unfiled returns, have a face-to-face with J. David Tax Law and get the help you need. Never trust your tax situation to anyone you can't walk in and look in the eye. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or go to jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office that has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds.
Thank you for calling Easy Cater.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Today, I'll prepare arroz con pollo. Let's try edamame instead of green peas.
And instead of white rice, 2 cups of Mahatma Basmati rice. Why not? Shh, Grandma better not hear me. Rejuvenate traditions with Mahatma rice. Unfollow la receta with Mahatma rice.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 70% off the second guest on all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. Plus, take all free offers including free open bar, free specialty dining, free air, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Love us while you got us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Somebody said that Dwight Howard's on the top 75 NBA team of making babies. How many does he have? I don't know.
It's a few kids.
Like 8?
I don't know if it's that many.
Sean Kemp had like 12, right? 12 or 13? He had a whole bunch. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well. Deb just taking a day off. She'll be back with us tomorrow.
Yep. Celebrate President's Day in Mount Dora.
Yeah, that's what
following the Scottish Highland Festival.
For sure. They had a good crowd out there. Saw a bunch of social media with people out there hanging out.
Yeah, if you want, actually, if you go to realradio.fm on the Monster blog, Russ Rollins went out there and made a video, and that's posted as well.
Yeah.
He spent the weekend in Mount Dora.
Did he really?
Yep.
That's good.
5 kids with 5 different women.
5 kids with 5 different women?
Yeah.
For Dwight?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
That's not bad. That's fine.
Well,
but that
is it the number of kids or the fact that it's 5 different women,
look,
Jim?
man,
They know what causes this now.
Listen, I've got no judgment. I've got no judgment.
This was posted July 3rd, 2020.
So he's had 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's could be 2 more. You never know. The one thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we get to the top of the hour was you mentioned the Paralympics.
Yes.
Is starting in 2 weeks on those same exact courses.
Yes.
Do the Paralympians do every single?
No, the number of disciplines is a little less. They do hockey, they do skiing, but they transfer like it. So
It's a mono ski where they sit on it. And,
they exactly if they don't have legs, because remember, it's just there are different ways to to be eligible for the Paralympics. It's not always. Like Jana Banana, who used to be on the Phillips file, competed in 3 different Olympiads as a Paralympic basketball player in wheelchair basketball. So they do ice hockey, they had skiing, snowboarding.
I was going to say, I think they do snowboarding as well.
Yep.
I'm intrigued. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I think it is like it's like a seat or something, right?
It's definitely gotten more attention the past couple of Olympics and more television coverage, because I remember when Jana was doing it back, she did it in 96, 2000, and 04. She was on the Phillips file in 04 when she went to Greece to compete, and all we could do we didn't see any coverage of it. You just have to go to the website to just see results. I was looking at box scores for the basketball at the time. Since then, they have definitely made more of a television product of promoting those games.
They do curling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I'm on YouTube right now, just checking out. They do the biathlon.
Call me crazy here. I think the curling those two could overlap, right?
What do you mean?
You're saying the Paralympics could also compete in the regular Olympics?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Paralympians curling and if they do the brush thing though.
I didn't see that. I did see one clip of someone sending a stone, and I didn't see anyone out sweeping.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
The snowboarding thing was the one I was wondering about because what do you mean?
Nothing.
It's Freudian slip. I was wondering about because I didn't know how they would do it. If you were leg paralyzed, if they had that sitting snowboard, because I know they had that single ski.
Yeah.
And the downhill skiers, and they go, dude. It's no joke.
I saw some of the speed they were getting and the turns they were taking and banking those turns. It's like, whoa, that's real time.
It's no joke. Well, that's interesting. So and does it run for the same amount of time?
I don't know if it's the full 18 days. It might be a little less, but I believe it starts a week from Friday.
All right. Well, the skiing Paralympics looks honestly as cool, if not cooler.
I'm telling you, man, that seat thing they're on is crazy.
Yeah, it's
cool.
like a uniski.
Yeah, exactly.
One ski, and they're sitting and they are shredding.
Yeah, that looks fun. So that's starting here
March
in
4th.
2 weeks.
It goes March 4th through March 13th, so 9 days.
Damn. Yeah, they have snowboard cross. They have snowboard that challenge course where it's like basically a giant slalom course.
I did not watch a lot of snow. I love snowboard cross, but it just wasn't on my schedule when I was watching it. And but that's a fun one because that's out of the gate. That's a race to the bottom with jumps and stuff. It's pretty cool.
And man, I got to tell you, we talked about this a little bit earlier during your update, but what these Olympians must feel like when they come home and it's all said and done. The skaters with all the drama, the skiers with all the drama. And they don't get paid for this. I know that there are chances for endorsements and things of that nature after the fact, but that really is a small portion of the athletes that have, some name recognition. A lot of these guys maybe won't have that kind of name recognition. The third or fourth person on the ski team or the third or fourth person on the bobsled team. That's not a household name.
No, but it's still, you're going to be a hometown hero. You will definitely get laid at the bar.
Well, there's no question you're going to get some kind of fun little kind of, perks for that.
Yeah,
but,
you need a coaster? Oh, look at this.
But how do you acclimate back into your normal life? Like, imagine if you were... imagine if you were a retail manager like a Home Depot, but in your off time, you also trained to be an Olympic skier or ice skater or something like that. And you go off and the company gives you the right to go off and train and get done. And then you go and compete. It's all said and done. And then 4 days later, you're back in the caulking aisle trying to find somebody some silicone.
Where's the bathroom? Yeah. Oh, my God. No.
So as far as paying goes, do you know that if you medal, you get paid?
Yeah, I know that.
Do you know how much?
I don't think it's as much as you... I don't think it's much. If you get a gold, isn't it like 10 or 12 grand or something for a gold?
So in Australia, if you get a gold, it's $15,000.
Okay, so I'm in the wheelhouse.
In Singapore, if you get a gold, it's $737,000.
Now, okay, does that...
The U.S. is somewhere in between.
Is it really?
Yeah. So American athletes, Team USA, if you get a gold, you get a check for $37,500.
Wow.
Silver gets you $22,500.
So they give you a year of minimum wage.
Yeah, and $15,000 for a bronze.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
But again, you have to medal to get that. I mean, you have to medal to get that. Other than that, you're over there. You're eating. Man, the one thing I did remember about this Olympics, there was a lot of complaining about the food and the accommodations.
Well, I heard complaining about the accommodations if you tested positive and you had to go to the COVID isolation bubble.
Just hell.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm over here. I'm like, oh, let me see some Paralympic skiing, and it is badass. And then I saw someone crash in the men's downhill sitting alpine skiing,
and that has got to be no fun.
It is
basically it's a motor car. It's basically a motorcycle crash.
It's beyond brutal, and I'm going to post it on JimColbertLive.com. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, how you framed it and then said, I'm going to post this up for everybody to see, it was a little bit odd. Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah. This is... Hey, people crash whether you got legs or you don't have legs, and some crashes are really bad. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, really?
I've never seen...
Was it really?
Oh, yes.
What year was this?
This was 2014 in Sochi.
Okay, so 2014 Sochi. Ross is going to put it up. You can visit after the break, JimColbertLive.com, and check out the crash from the Paralympian downhill skier.
Oh, my God.
All right. I'm not...
Oh,
should
that's
I
terrible.
post that?
Shame on you.
Hold on, let me go see it.
Shame.
I just closed YouTube. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Put that up at Jim Colbert Live. People might want to see that.
Listen, if someone... And I'm sure some people are like, this isn't right. I'll challenge that by saying if they, if it was a regular Olympian and it was a super massive crash, we would also probably post that.
Is the guy's name Tyler Walker by any chance? Okay, I'll watch it right here.
Buckle up.
So he's
because I don't think this guy did. This guy, it's
and it's because they have the hand skis. They're also so when they go, so their poles, their ski poles have little skis on the end of them, and he is hauling ass. I mean, hauling ass.
Too much.
God almighty. He's going, am I going to freak out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, he's going around this last curve. He is flying. He's got to be going 50 or 60 miles an hour on this thing. Oh!
Post that, Ross. All right. Now that we've talked about it, we got to show people what we were looking at. Okay. It'll be up in Jim Colbert Live in 5 minutes.
Not laughing at the handicap. I'm laughing at Jim's response.
He bounced back.
He bounced.
When he hits that final thing, he slides that last 30 feet on his face.
And I think he's KO'd.
He is KO'd. He's donezo.
He's knocked out.
Did he come back and get a medal?
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I have to read up on Tyler Walker during this break, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Also, when we come back, if you have solar or are considering solar, very interesting story today. And we talked to somebody actually about this time when the Olympics ended. If you'll remember, we talked to a buddy of mine named Brian Jacob.
Yeah.
He is a solar expert in Atlanta, or just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. He was also an Olympian. That's why we talked to him. And this is exactly what he was talking about.
I emailed my state representative and state senator today about this very issue.
And it's a really interesting issue because somebody got their power bill, and what they saw on their power bill, they could not believe. And this is going to be a going thing. This is what my buddy was fighting for. It's called net metering, and we'll tell you all about that next.
We've all relied on friends' shoulders in tough times. But since we don't know who you are, per se, this is about as good as it gets. Like and follow at Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. Traffic still very heavy this afternoon on I-4 as you drive east and westbound between US 27 and 192. Looking at some slow traffic on the Turnpike now as you drive southbound between the Greenway and 192. Looking at some slowdowns due to a crash reported on the Beach Line, currently blocking 2 eastbound lanes near the Greenway exit toll plaza. If you see traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. Looking for a great deal on blinds, shades, and shutters? Save 50% off any order during Blindster.com's President's Day sale. Blindster offers custom wood and faux wood blinds, roller shades, cellular shades, even custom plantation shutters, and they're all 50% off for a limited time. Blindster.com.
CW18.
Welcome to Princeton University.
From the creators of All-American.
Well, if it ain't Simone Hicks.
Juggling school, tennis. It's your journey.
What if I made the wrong choice coming to college here?
You do you.
You are looking at the new face of HBCU baseball.
What if I'm not good enough? Basically, you're scared every damn day, bro.
The series premiere.
Never let anything keep you from your dream.
All-American Homecoming, following All-American. Tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
This is the time to get caught up. This is the time to know what's happening now and what's developed during the day. This is West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
Following the big stories.
Tracking the next storm. Breaking down the big play. It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
Michelle, Stuart, Tony, and Darren. West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
It's time to get back into the gym, and you can do it for just $9.99 a month. I'm talking about Esporta Fitness. I've been riding my bike a while now, but I know for a complete workout, I need more than that. And Esporta Fitness gives you access to a workout community and state-of-the-art amenities. Cardio machines, free weights, squat racks, they have it all. Get a free 3-day pass to Esporta Fitness near you at welcometoesportafitness.com. That's welcometoesportafitness.com. Premium fitness for as low as $9.99 a month. Start today.
Subject to enrollment and annual fees.
Living with someone who tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 5 days? Those 18 and over who are not vaccinated may be able to take part in a clinical trial for a possible medication to prevent COVID-19. This trial is not for a vaccine, and participation is voluntary. Participants will receive study-related care at no cost and may receive reimbursement for study-related time and travel. To learn more, visit merckcovidresearch.com/moveahead. That's MERCK covidresearch.com/moveahead.
Welcome to IKEA. What are you doing?
Hi, I'm juggling a lot these days, so I've decided to embrace it and actually learn juggling. Whoa.
Our IKEA Better Balance Trail might help. Whoa. IKEA family members can follow the trail for a chance to enter to win great prizes. And check out offers like when you spend $250 or more pre-tax, you can save $25 on eligible items when you scan your IKEA family card.
Cool.
Find out more at your local IKEA or IKEA-USA.com/The Better Balance Trail. Offer valid 2/18 to 2/21 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store at IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms and restrictions.
Orange County Animal Services needs your help. The shelter has more than 100 dogs available for adoption. If you have room in your home and heart for a dog, now is the time to adopt. Pick out a new best friend for $55 or less. Can't adopt but want to help? There are opportunities to volunteer and foster. Visit OCNetPets.com to find out more or visit the shelter in person at the location near the mall at Millennia.
If you've been involved in a car accident, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 and take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Come to the Rev Orlando Ambulance Hiring Event on February 24th. Rev Orlando Ambulance is now hiring mechanics, automotive painters, welders, electrical, and more. Come out from noon to 6 to apply. Earn a competitive wage plus a $3,000 sign-on bonus. The Rev Orlando Ambulance Hiring Event takes place at 2737 Forsyth Road in Winter Park. That's 2737 Forsyth Road.
Alpha Foundations.
Your home is your biggest investment, which is why protecting the safety of your home's foundation should be a top priority. Alpha Foundations is here to help with permanent solutions to foundation cracks, wet crawl spaces, and sinking concrete. For a free quote, call 1-800-714-3020 or visit alphafoundations.com. License CBC 1257350.
For a home that lasts, you want to call them fast. Call Alpha Foundations.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your vehicle. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with Peak Long Life Universal Premixed Antifreeze and Coolant, just $3.99 after mail-in rebate. Plus, earn double O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitch.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Hope you had a really good Monday on this beautiful day outside. A little warm all week. It's going to be warm. Just knocking off. Turn us up. We got you all the way to your driveway. And then, of course, you can slide inside and use your smart speaker to keep listening to us all night long. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is here.
Hi there.
And so is Ross.
It's true.
Deb out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow for What'd You Do That's New and all the other fun stuff here on the show. All right, before we went to break, by the way, that video is up right now. People are reacting to it on the texting service. My God almighty. It is brutal. We were talking about the Paralympics. Ross found a crash from a Paralympian downhill skier in 2014, and it may be one of the most brutal wipeouts I've seen in sports of any level or kind.
Did you put a warning on it, Ross?
I did. I said it's graphic.
Yeah, it's graphic.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, they had to chopper that guy out of there. I mean, you can look and see when he hits that hump and then lands. I mean, you're basically being ejected off a motorcycle at 65 miles an hour. Ooh. That's exactly what just happened to that guy.
Skiing is, they are some crazy speeds going down a mountain on those sticks.
Have you ever been skiing?
No.
Look, man.
Almost went.
Okay, so there are the level of difficulty is by color. Green is, blue
like
is.
the slope, the run, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like yellow is easy. Green is a little more difficult, but still easy. Blue is a little more challenging. Blue is my favorite because you can go fast a little bit, but it's not terrifying.
Yeah.
But when you get into those black and black diamond runs, it's basically you're jumping off a mountain with skis on. I mean, that's basically what it is. And you go real fast, real quick. I mean, gravity has a way of doing that. And then when you're building everything to go as fast as possible, the ski design, the slope design is meant to provide the fastest possible interaction between the athlete and the mountain, because that's how you tell the skill level of each athlete. It doesn't take much, and they hit a bump is all he did. He hit a bump going 60 miles an hour, and it was done time.
And then he caught some air.
And then he face planted. I mean, it's scorpion. I mean, he's going scorpion at like 60 miles an hour. Hard to snap back from.
Yeah.
You guys do any research on how he's doing?
No.
Oh, that would have been a good thing.
All right, well, back to you, Jim.
All right,
I was busy researching on the net metering.
916-1041. Okay, this is courtesy of Click Orlando, Local 6, our CBS affiliate here. The headline says, Florida solar customers and others shocked over new charge on their electric bill. Now, have you heard this thing?
Yep.
So Florida Power and Light and Duke Energy customers got their bill last week, and he knows that when he installed, this one guy said, hey, look, I installed solar panels, energy-producing solar panels like Jack has on his home. His power bill went from $127 a month to only $23 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a power bill, I think, the beginning of this year, or maybe it was December, I believe, because I think they began this in December. And it said minimum bill charge. Minimum bill charge. And it was $17. Right?
Yeah.
Then he goes back and he says he called them and called Duke Energy and said, what the hell's going on? What's this new fee? And he goes, and they're like, oh, yeah, no. It's a new fee that says that there now you have to have a minimum bill of $30. Now, this is if you use solar panels.
Yeah, so they don't want people paying under $30. That's for Duke Energy. For FP&L, it's $25. So if you put enough panels on your system where your bill is under that amount, they are going to have a minimum amount for you, but that they're not done with that. They have a bill in the Florida House right now, and they want to make it worse.
Yeah, and the thing is with the bill that's in the House right now, the thing is called net metering, and what it does now, and what part of this is the power companies are now paying retail for the power that the solar panel owners sell back to them. It's like, let's say Jack's house produces more power than he's using that day. His power automatically gets metered by whoever you use for power, and it goes back into the system for his neighbors to use or whoever needs it else in the neighborhood, and the power company pays him, and they pay him retail for that power.
Yeah, they pay me exactly what I pay them for that power I'm buying later that night.
And what they exactly later that night when the panel's not working, there's no battery backup right now, so Jack's not running that way. So the panels produce that power while they're accepting sunlight. And what they want to do now with this net metering thing, which I find amazing, really, kind of not, because of lobbyists, I guess. You kind of figure out where this is all coming from.
Oh, yeah, you can trace the money.
They want to reduce the amount of money that solar panel owners get back. They don't want to pay retail anymore. They don't want to pay that at all. They want to pay a lower rate for that, even though they're going to charge you for the full rate when Jack says when the sun goes down.
If for every kilowatt hour, let's just say I'm paying them $10, right? But in the daytime, and it's sunny out right now, and if my AC is not running and I'm producing more power right now than I'm using, the excess, I have a special meter, it's a two-way meter, it sends it back into the system, it goes to the power grid, and it's used by other people,
and it
right?
gives you credit for that.
Right. And I get a credit at the same rate that I have to buy it. What they want to do with net metering, and there's a bill in the Florida House and the Senate, and they want to reduce that to about 30%. So I buy a kilowatt from them for $10. They buy it for me for $3.
Right. And then resell it.
Yes.
And then
at $10.
Take your solar panel investment, send that down the line and charge them retail for it.
Ooh, I'm getting angry.
Yeah. So guess what? The bill was introduced in the Senate. It's by up in Fleming Island, Representative or Senator Jennifer Bradley, and also Lawrence McClure, Representative Lawrence McClure over in Tampa. They're the ones who introduced it. But what the newspapers has found out, and I believe it was a South Florida newspaper, FPL actually wrote it, donated $10,000 to their campaigns, and then they submitted them.
So they really didn't even have.
Guess what? That's all legal.
Yeah.
That's all legal.
Didn't have a dog in the hunt at all. Just got the money for their campaign.
They get the money for their campaign, but they want So who are they going to help? They're going to help their donor, or they're going to help not only Floridians, and it's not just the people with solar. It's the people who want to go to solar because it makes it more expensive. It makes it longer for you to recoup your investment. And so what it does, it deters people, maybe middle income, lower income people, from getting into solar and using renewable energy, which is exactly the opposite where we should be going as a society. We want to be moving towards renewable energy, not disincentivizing people from doing so.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Even when we talked to Brian, I actually revisited his website and was looking at it, and that's exactly the problem. Not only is it already overregulated, what you have to do to get solar panels and jump through all the hoops to get them, they're expensive. Then you get them installed, and you're like, you get them installed for this reason, for the incentive of producing power to reduce your footprint, and then, of course, the ability to sell that power back to the power company, and then they're basically just trying to undermine that entire process. And like you said, the first text we got about this, why the F should I get solar then?
Right. So guess what? I'm still paying less. If you get it now before the end of the year, first of all, they have to pass this, right?
Right, yeah.
That's why I wrote my representative today and my state senator. I wrote them both right before I came to work today about this.
And oddly enough, they didn't print their names in this spot. And by the way, they said they contacted both of those representatives for a comment on this, and not one of them would return the call. That should be mandatory if you're a politician, by the way.
Yeah.
That should be mandatory. If you're reached out, if a news agency, a legitimate news agency reaches out to you for a question about a piece of legislation you're trying to push through, you should have to answer those questions. You shouldn't just be able to ignore that. That's your job.
They're allowed to ignore it as long as the voters don't hold them accountable. Ultimately, it's up to us when we have politicians behaving in a way that we deem inappropriate is to hold them accountable, and that's what has to happen on that end. But as far as the solar goes, you can still. I read a different article. The Sentinel had an article today about a guy in Boynton Beach. He bought the Tesla battery. So
the house battery.
Yeah, with solar, I have a two-way. They changed the power box, utility box, and so when I'm producing more than I'm using, it sends the rest. I don't store it at my house. I send it back into the grid. Duke Energy then sells it to other customers, my neighbors around me. Now, what you can do is get batteries that hold that power, and then at nighttime, you can use the power that you have stored in your battery. However, you still have to be hooked up to the grid. You still have to be hooked up to a power company, and what they've done, and because all it takes is a utility commission to approve a bill hike, they made a mandatory minimum. So even if you're producing as much as you're producing, they're still going to charge you at least $30 or $25, depending on your power company.
And like you said, I mean, people who have invested in solar panels, they're not cheap up front. I mean, the whole idea is that, it pays for itself over the period of time that you're paying for it. And I think you've already had you've had yours paid for a while.
Yeah, I got mine in 2013. They are paid off now, but I don't want to lose how much I'm saving every month, because
why would you? That's
immediately I reduce my carbon footprint, right? And so that's the name of the. We want to kind of keep reducing the amount of damage. We're all doing damage by living, but you want to reduce the amount of damage you're doing to the environment and save money. It's paid off. I'm saving money, but if they're going to start paying me less in the future, it's going to be not as big a savings as it was.
Yeah. Monopoly should not be able to make these decisions just based on their board, by the way.
So they have a board. Usually it's appointed by the state, but guess what? Politicians.
We know about that.
They're appointed by the politicians, and the politicians take money from
like the Expressway Authority and of course the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It says right here. This is Channel 6, by the way. Good reporting, guys. It says News 6 contacted the state senator and state representative, and for the life of me, I don't know why they didn't print those names.
Yeah.
They know the names. Why didn't they print them? I don't get that.
Newspaper does. They do typically in New Orleans. That's where I got them from, and it's Senator Jennifer Bradley from the Jacksonville area and Representative Lawrence McClure. But both of those, there's two separate bills that are in the Florida House right now, and that's why today I chose to email my two representatives.
Well, I'm only bringing this up because I had a caller specifically ask what their political party was.
Both of them are Republicans, but Florida is run by Republicans. They have a Republican majority in the House and Senate, and of course the governor.
And this has nothing to do with politics, by the way. I mean, you get it really, in a sense, it doesn't.
Donors,
well,
and lobbying.
The problem is the power companies are seeing the writing on the wall, and they're not going to do anything, and they're going to do everything possible to keep you on their teat and not have you buy solar panels and understand, like, Jack, your power bill can drop from $290 a month down to $140 a month, and even better, in certain times of year, you can sell that power back to the power company. Now, the power company's going, well, it really isn't such a big deal anymore because we're only giving you 30% of the value, even though we're taking the power you're producing for us with your investment. Now, there are incentives, though, right, Jack? Did you get incentives for buying your tax incentives?
I did, and that has changed over time. At the time I did it back in 2013, it was a 30% rebate on my federal taxes, and then Duke at the time gave me a per kilowatt rebate, which took the price from over $30,000 to about $10,000.
Yeah.
So that has been paid off. So, but the incentive has changed because now with more people getting solar, it's like, oh, this is expensive, and it's usually the federal programs that are subsidizing these rebates.
And they got to be tripping because, man, can I tell you? I mean, it's the developers out there are the ones that are starting to offer solar as a standard issue equipment on certain homes. I mean, you start getting into homes over $350,000, $400,000, $500,000. I mean, your builder has solar panel packages ready to go. And if you live in Florida, depending on where your house is and the topography around your house, it'd almost be stupid not to.
That's crazy. You know what's also crazy? That Paralympian, guess how many bones he broke?
None. Yeah.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, I
feel better about that video being up there.
It knocked him out fast enough where he didn't fight it.
At JimColbertLive.com.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
Follow Real Radio 104.1 on the gram and witness Mother Nature healing itself. Like this pic of a coyote on the... Nope, never mind, that's just a big rat.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, Car crash? Call ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at heavy traffic now throughout the Orlando area as you drive east and westbound on I-4. Be on the lookout for some heavy slowdowns reported northbound on Florida's Turnpike near I-4. There is a crash in this area blocking at least 2 lanes on the interstate. Traffic also still slow in the usual spots on the Beach Line and the Greenway this afternoon. Seeing some delays now on the 408 as you move through downtown. If you see traffic problems, just make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Nomi Health. Nomi Health is now providing same-day COVID-19 testing in Orlando. Quick and convenient drive-through testing is available with no out-of-pocket cost. To register and find the site near you, visit nomihealth.com/FL. That's nomihealth.com/FL. Get tested today with Nomi Health.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
Unsure how much you need to save for college? Get with the plan that gives you certainty. With a Florida 529 prepaid plan, you know that your child will have what they need to pay for college, whatever that may cost in the future. That's because you're locking in the future price of college today. So even if the cost of tuition goes up, your plan price never will. Plus, your money is guaranteed by the state, so you can never lose your investment. It's the risk-free, worry-free way to save for college. Enroll for free and earn up to $500 in college savings. Open enrollment is now.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into the cash you need. Plus, get a closing cost credit. Visit rpfunding.com for details.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 Equal Housing.
We've won over $1 billion for our clients over the years, but we don't think about that. Bill Belichick once said, "To live in the past is to die in the present." What matters is what we can do for you right now. So call us, Farah and Farah.
Orlando. The military community is no stranger to the saying, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But that's easier said than done, right? That's where USAA can help. Between juggling extracurriculars, finding time for grocery runs, and the hoops of every day, it can be hard to think beyond this weekend, let alone figure out life insurance. That's why USAA Life Insurance Company has made getting a quote quick and easy. USAA has your back with budget-friendly coverage options so you can keep on keeping on while they help protect the ones that matter most to you. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Visit USAA.com/life to get started. Life insurance and annuities provided by USAA Life Insurance Company. San Antonio, Texas. All insurance products are subject to state availability, issue limitations, and contractual terms and conditions.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop the leftist smash and grab of your retirement savings. Take action now to shield your savings from socialism and volatile markets. National talk show host and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution will teach you how to get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven strategies that are saving boomers and retirees thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit taxessaved.com. Taxessaved.com.
Welcome to Princeton University.
From the creators of All American.
Well, if it ain't Simone Hicks.
Juggling school, tennis. It's your journey.
What if I made the wrong choice coming to college here?
You do you.
You are looking at the new face of HBCU baseball.
What if I'm not good enough? Basically, you're scared every damn day, bro.
The series premiere.
Never let anything keep you from your dream.
All American Homecoming, following All American. Tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
This is the time to get caught up. This is the time to know what's happening now and what's developed during the day. This is West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
Following the big stories.
Tracking the next storm. Breaking down the big play. It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
Michelle, Stuart, Tony, and Darren. West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. Get the lowdown on all things cryptocurrency on the Coin Bureau podcast, your home for unbiased crypto knowledge. Hosts Guy Turner and Mike Mooch share the latest tips and tricks, providing education about cryptocurrency without the hype.
I had to go back and think about money in general.
Yeah.
And once I got that all square, I found that Bitcoin and crypto
made more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen to the Coin Bureau podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you owe the IRS or state sales tax,
tax and can't pay? Call J. David Tax Law for effective tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop IRS or state collection actions and protect you from financial ruin. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
1 minute you might be blasting AC/DC, and the next you're belting out vintage Madonna. Your music taste varies, and we got you covered with your very own station, My Favorites Radio. The more you listen and thumb up the songs you like, the more personalized your station gets. Get started now and start thumbing, and the only songs that'll play are the ones you've thumbed up. Plus, you can share your station with anyone in seconds. My Favorites Radio, only on the free iHeartRadio app. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Radio. 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Hope you had a great day at work. Hope you have a good week planned. The weather's starting to kind of get nice now. Those outdoor activities are reachable. You're going to love it for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well. Deb taking the day off. She'll rejoin us tomorrow. We'll have What'd You Do That's New there tomorrow. All right, we always hear about China, right? China's a big...
It's a big boy.
Yeah, it's always one of those things that we're always like, where's China in our lives? People don't download TikTok. They don't use Chinese apps because of the nosy Chinese, and they're meddling around in your business. But they're elsewhere. There's another industry that the Chinese have infiltrated, and it's just now really coming to light, and it's going to have an interesting way on how we interact with this product. What do you think that is, guys?
Oh, God.
Is it a social media product?
It is not a social media product, but it is an entertainment product.
Oh,
TVs.
No.
Movie. Streaming.
It's movies.
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, so this is BBC, or this NPR piece is really interesting. It really is. Because I don't know about you guys. I am a stone cold dodo to things that aren't right in front of me, right? I don't pay attention to the peripheral a lot, and I don't pay attention to what's through the subject a lot, right? In other words, what I'm saying is there have been signs of this happening for decades, and nobody's really paid attention to it. Well, I say nobody. I haven't. This writer found it, and it found it to be very interesting. When do you think, what year do you think they noticed that the Chinese market was extremely important to Hollywood and filmmakers?
90s.
What 90? It's funny you say that. It is 90.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
But they have it down to a specific year for a specific movie.
Yeah, I was going to say
Titanic.
No, it's not Titanic. You'll never guess it. It started in 1994 is when they realized, holy crap, the Chinese movie market is really a big deal. And that comes into play for something in a second I'll bring back up. But in 1994, there was one movie about a guy they just couldn't catch.
Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio?
That wasn't 94, though.
94, yeah. They couldn't catch this guy. They finally got him because
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
And the guy who was looking to catch him, they thought he did the crime.
Did you hear my Roger Rabbit guess?
Yeah, it's not Roger Rabbit.
Oh,
okay.
The Fugitive.
Oh.
With Harrison Ford.
And Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Was the movie that they realized, hey, man, we really need to start paying attention to this. And the reason why is they released that movie. And you got to remember, getting a movie in China from American studios is difficult because they got a lot of rules that you got to pay attention to get a movie made in America into Chinese theaters.
And they're making changes.
And they're making a lot of changes.
Fight Club, they changed. Let's see, Fast and Furious, they're making changes.
But man, why they're doing this, Jack, is genuinely fascinating. And you wonder, you sit here in America and you hear all this time about people questioning their freedom or whether or not they have freedom. When you read about what people in China do or have to deal with outside of what you see in the news or hear from outlets, it is really amazing. I mean, their lives are very managed by the government. But what they realize is that when they released that movie Fugitive, it didn't make a lot of money in China, but what they realized is you couldn't really go to the theaters in China for many, many years. They just opened the theaters back up. This movie got approved. It made $3 million. And they said to themselves, wow, $3 million. There's a market here.
An extra,
Right.
unexpected $3 million.
Yeah, there's a market here. But then they started realizing, well, how do we get movies into China that also appeal to American audiences? And that's difficult because in America, we have all the freedoms. Do you know and I'll tell you a story here in a second, one of the big movies and how you can really start telling, and I'll give you some Easter eggs here. What movie, it's so hard. I'll just put it out there for you. Now, if you look at a few movies, you can see where the movie theater or the movie producer, the studio is specifically directing certain parts of the movie to Chinese audiences. And they do it very, very coyly, so you can't really tell it. But in the movie Transformers: Age of Extinction, made in 2014, Mark Wahlberg, his character, withdraws money from an ATM. But not just any ATM, a China Construction Bank ATM, while in Texas. Also, in another scene from that very same film, a character buys a protein powder at a Chicago convenience store, but it's a Chinese brand. And if you look through movies, you can see these elements, they call them Chinese elements, in filmmaking from American studios because they need the Chinese audience. As of right now, with the new rules, like Jack was saying, it's the biggest cinema audience available on planet Earth. For American studios to get their films into Chinese theaters is a win-win scenario. But the problem is you have to deal with the Chinese politics.
And the regulations.
And how you make the movie, the dialogue of the movie.
They changed the end to Fight Club. So, so he didn't get away with it. Tyler Durden didn't get away with it at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They changed it with a dub-over about how, government prevailed.
There's another movie they were talking about here that was very interesting because it was a seemingly kind of benign movie that you would never assume in a million years could upset anybody. But it stars the first Spider-Man. Is it Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here it is.
Seabiscuit?
Here it is. It's Topher Grace. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Oh,
Here's a film that came out more than a decade and a half ago. It's called In Good Company. Have you ever heard of the movie In Good Company?
I have not.
I think so, yeah.
It's banned from China, and here's why. This gives you an idea of what American studios have to do to produce movies that the Chinese public will be able to go see, that they will even allow them to put in the theaters. Topher Grace is a romantic comedy starring Topher Grace. He's a young guy who gets a job and displaces the older boss. Seems like a pretty run-of-the-mill PG-13 family-friendly film. But when they tried to get it into China, China said no, and here's why. It's a movie about the younger generation challenging the system and taking on the powers that be. And that's a theme we cannot abide here in China. The idea that somebody that isn't born into the class system or into that system in China where you're a worker, you're this, whatever, could rise above the ranks and challenge the leaders, challenge the people who make the laws, enforce the laws. That's a message that will never, ever, ever make it to the Chinese people.
And that's the same reason, under the same premise, that they changed the end to Fight Club instead of, the anarchists getting away with destroying the city. It's like, oh, no, he was apprehended at the end. And, they just kind of gloss over to say, yep, in the end, the government wins. Don't do this. Don't do this at home.
Follow the rules. Please follow the rules. I know in the new Top Gun movie, Are you about to bring that up?
No, go ahead.
It was that on Tom Cruise's bomber jacket, on the original, the first Top Gun, they had a Japanese flag and a Taiwanese flag.
Yeah.
And they replaced it for this new one. And here's the thing, the Japanese flag, which is just a red dot on a white background, they just changed it to a red triangle with a white background.
Yep.
Completely swapped out the Taiwanese flag with something that also looks pretty similar.
7 years in Tibet, never made it in it again, because it talks about the invasion of Tibet and the occupation or the situation with China and Tibet. You can't have that there. There's one where it pictures Chairman Mao next to the Dalai Lama, and they make him look like a goof in a movie called Kundun. Have you ever heard of that? Kundun?
No.
So they'll never have that. But it's amazing. So what they're saying now is now that Hollywood has to kind of kowtow, and one of the reasons why China is allowing movies in is, and it's, God, this is so unbelievably interesting. You're talking about manipulating the thought process of over 1 billion people, right? Not saying that it doesn't happen here in the U.S. or 350 million, but there. So China understands, right? China understands that America has made their reputation through their film industry. Like, I could show you Westerns and Fast and the Furious and all these great movies, and America looks like a freaking theme park of a country, right?
Yeah.
China's like, I want that. I want people to think China is as cool as America. We've sold America in the movie business very well as a country. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Like, you look at New Zealand. New Zealand has sold themselves very well in the movie-making industry. China's like, well, wait a minute. We want a part of that. We want to use film to introduce ourselves to a different audience culturally. And they want to use the American studio to do it, basically by allowing American films into their massively lucrative ticket-buying audience. But you got to play by their rules.
And that's what I don't like it. Because right now, it's like, oh, cool, they just went to a different ATM. Oh, cool, they went with a different milk. But what does this look like 100 years from now?
Well, how about 10 years from now? Subliminally, they're already doing it. Until you do that was 2014.
But some of that is simply just product placement, right?
Yes.
And so that's not even the offensive stuff. So it's like when they first put, it's, Back to the Future, he's got a Pepsi, he's drinking a Pepsi in the movie. It's like, but we just see it as closer to real life. So it's Chinese audiences are seeing products they're familiar with. Oddly purchased at a convenience store in Chicago. But still, they recognize those products. It's when you're changing the meaning of something. And that's why, and I know Fast and Furious was another one that was just going through this as well.
Yeah.
But like when back to Fight Club, when you're changing the meaning of the ending of a movie to conform to their desire, it seems a little too far.
And Jack, you're talking about the indoctrination of an idea here a little bit too, because you can't really gloss over the idea of pulling money out of a Chinese ATM. Like, if you won't download TikTok because you think the Chinese are going to spy on you and take your money, you ain't going to use a Chinese ATM, right? I mean, the whole idea of Americans and how they think about the Chinese and Chinese products is already tainted, is it not? In America, isn't it one of those things, well, it's made in China. It's made in China.
Yeah.
It lessens the value of the product, even though if the product could be a superior product, it doesn't matter. The American culture has been sold the fact that if it's from China, it's cheap. It was made with cheap labor that's been abused its entire life.
Jim Jeffries did 5 minutes on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you read the story. I'll read you the exact quote. How about this? It says China's already a powerhouse at the box office. In 2020, it took over North America as the world's largest film market. And studios are increasingly reliant upon Chinese audiences to break even. Look, when you're spending $150, $180 million, $200 million to make movies, you need as many audiences as possible to get that movie in front of.
But at what cost?
At what cost? And you bring up the Fast and the Furious thing. It comes to the point where even on some of the biggest films that made tons of money around the world, like the Fast and the Furious film or a Marvel superheroes movie, getting into China and making money there could be the difference between breaking even and making a profit, considering the cost of making these films in America. And man, you can't imagine that's more active or accurate than right now, when fewer Americans are going to the theater, more people are streaming the product, which costs less, by the way. I can fill my house up with people and pay $29.95 to see that release, and everybody in my house gets to see it and not pay the $16 a person to go check it out.
Or wait a month and have it get onto a streaming service.
Right.
So this kind of reminds me, remember, I know you hate LeBron, and on this instance, when I'm about that you not a fan of LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But there was one instance, I think, in LeBron's career where I could not disagree more. Remember the whole Houston Rockets China thing?
Oh, yeah, man.
And that was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
We want to be really popular in China.
Right.
And LeBron, in my opinion, took the wrong side on that whole debate. I mean, yeah, this is looking real sketchy. And if they're making an influence on our art, that's stepping on our, I hate to say it, but it feels like it's almost stepping on our freedom.
And if you look at apps like TikTok, right? If you look at social media apps like TikTok, and you're on an app that is a Chinese app, and let me tell you, I have not followed more than 3 people on TikTok. Not one of them is a Chinese family making food in a farm. But can I tell you, every 4th video that comes up in my feed is a Chinese family making food or some kind of crazy food on a log in an open fire in a farmyard. It's just kind of weird how that is. So even though I'm not paying attention to it per se culturally, little by little, I'm learning a little bit more about the Chinese people. A little bit more every day as I flip through and I go, oh, wow, they do that in China? Cool. Flip, 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 flip. And next thing you know, after using the app for a year, I have a more understanding of what the Chinese people want me to know about their culture, not about the truth or the atrocities of the people there, just what they want to look cool as.
Also,
freaking brilliant and interesting all at the same point, and a little terrifying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very.
But they play the long game.
Oh, they are. Yeah, you're right.
They do.
You know why?
They think in dynasties.
Do you know why? Yeah. Because they don't have to listen to the will of their people.
Yeah.
That's why they can play the long game, because they can look at a billion people and go, you shut up. I'll do what I want, and you better not make a noise while I'm doing it. You can't do that here.
Are you suggesting that approach?
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm
just asking.
I think that's a bad approach.
This would be a great time.
You shut up!
Yeah, this would be a great time to remind people of how badass South Park is.
Yeah, you're right.
Because South Park goes ahead. They had their Chinese episode. It got banned, and then they streamed it in protest in Hong Kong. Protesters were playing South Park in the public for a middle finger towards their government.
That'll get you killed in North Korea, by the way.
Yeah.
They'll do that. If they catch you with a zip or a thumb drive or whatever with Western or even South Korean TV shows, they'll shoot you. They'll kill you. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 7. Interesting, though, right, dude?
Very.
Like, this is extremely interesting stuff.
That economy is, it's part of the world economy, and when you are looking at that multi-million-dollar investment in the film, you want to get hundreds of millions back, if not billions.
And you can't ignore a $1.2 billion buying audience, Jack.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, you can, but enjoy your debt.
Right.
You know? And if you're a production company, that's your bottom lines.
Because if you know, here's the thing. There's not like some agent from China saying, hey, you can't do that. You know already what you can't do. You cannot mention Taiwan. You can't mention the Uyghurs. You can't mention Tibet. You can't mention any of that stuff. You mention one of that. Anything bad about Mao, anything Mao about Xi Jinping, anything bad about any of those leaders over there, it is an auto no. It's what they call a non-starter. You're not getting it in, buddy. So then the studios are going, wow, I am kowtowing to Chinese cultural appropriations to make sure my film gets in there and makes movie and makes money.
You know what? We should put Cartman on the flag.
Yeah, all right. 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Panera.
Team LeBron and Clutch Sports aren't happy with the Lakers standing pat at the trade deadline. They've gone public. For once, somebody told LeBron no, and he doesn't like it. The reality is the Lakers aren't good now, and they're not going to be good in the near future. LeBron's at a weird point in his career. He's no longer a solo act, and the West doesn't run through him. Jeannie Buss of the Lakers isn't budging. What will LeBron do? I'm Colin Cowherd.
Hold on to your mugs because Panera's Unlimited Sip Club is offering the unreal deal of unlimited coffee for only $8.99 a month. Sign up on the Panera app today and get 3 months free. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Availability and pricing may vary.
Welcome to IKEA. What are you doing?
Hi, I'm juggling a lot these days, so I've decided to embrace it and actually learn juggling. Whoa.
Our IKEA Better Balance Trail might help. Whoa. IKEA family members can follow the trail for a chance to enter to win great prizes. And check out offers like when you spend $250 or more pre-tax, you can save $25 on eligible items when you scan your IKEA family card.
Cool.
Find out more at your local IKEA or IKEA-USA.com/The Better Balance Trail. Offer valid 2/18 to 2/21 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms and restrictions.
Hey, look, there's a car in your pool.
Seriously? It was on the news, remember?
You'll need serious machinery to get it out.
I'm not worried. I've got home insurance through AAA.
Seriously? Insurance through AAA?
Seriously. I saved over $800 on both home and auto together.
Looks like the storm gave you some plastic flamingos, too. Gonna keep them?
Seriously? Not my style.
The home and auto insurance bundle through AAA. Serious coverage, serious savings. Learn more at AAA.com/seriously. Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility. Savings amounts may vary. Insurance underwritten by Auto Club Insurance Company of Florida.
You've tried avoiding the issue. You've waited to see if things magically got better. But the truth is, you have not addressed your erectile dysfunction. Fortunately, though, Peak Performance for Men has cutting-edge treatment that gets results. Peak Performance for Men is offering our best offer yet. Call today to book your free consultation and free blood flow evaluation. 1-800-210-8181. Peak Performance for Men helps over 80% of men who receive the treatment experience long-term improvement that is pain-free, drug-free, and surgery-free. If you call now and book, you will receive 6 free treatments with qualifying treatment protocol enrollment. Get off the harmful drugs. All it takes is one phone call for a free consultation, free blood flow evaluation, and 6 free treatments with qualifying treatment protocol enrollment. Schedule today. Call 1-800-210-8181. That's 1-800-210-8181. PeakPerformanceForMen.com. Call 1-800-210-8181. Peak Performance for Men.
Home values are on the rise, so now is a great time to buy a new home or refinance your current home. Need extra cash for home improvements or to pay off debt? Simcoe Home Loans can help. 0 lender origination fees and a free appraisal with every closed loan. That's nearly $2,000 you keep in your pocket. Call Simcoe now to see how we can save you money. The call is free and you could put thousands of dollars a year back in your pocket. Visit simcohomeloans.com or call us now at 407-813-2700. That's 407-813-2700. Simcoe Home Loans, NMLS 2103818. Equal housing opportunity. Call for additional cost information. Other restrictions may apply.
Hey, Orlando. Now you can get treated for everything from chest pains to ankle sprains at 1/3 of the cost and half the time of an average ER visit. Say hello to a better emergency care experience. Say hello to Guidewell Emergency Doctors. Operated by Crucial Care, time is based on the American College of Emergency Physicians. Cost comparison based on 2016 actuarial analysis of hospital-based ER visits.
If you've ever ordered food for work, you understand. It's different. There's just so much more at stake. Whether it's a meeting, a client call, or lunch with the office that has to arrive at the actual lunchtime, food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. Food that's on time and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. And if there's a problem, rare, you can reach someone in seconds.
Thank you for calling Easy Cater.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Thinking about what your child's future holds? Get with the plan that gives them the most choices. 70% of parents believe that college provides their child the best foundation for future success, and a Florida 529 prepaid plan ensures they have options. It can be used at universities, colleges, trade or technical schools, public or private, in-state or out. Plus, it works great alongside scholarships. It's like prepaying their path to success. Enroll for free and earn up to $500 in college savings. Open enrollment is now.
The best thing about working at Fair & Farah is all of the employees. We all work together. It's extremely enjoyable to come to work every day.
There's a common cause or goal. No matter what your job is, we're all there for the client.
We are dedicated to our clients 100%. We do everything it takes to maximize the value of their claims.
Fair & Farah is really the Farah family. When they choose us, they choose a family to fight for them and to protect them and to make sure that they're in a good place and that they have somebody on their side.
Farah & Farah, here for you, here for good. Orlando.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Now that we've all quit Facebook and started talking to each other again, what's that? Nobody's quit Facebook? Facebook.com/Real Radio Orlando. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. This is The Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
I just remembered what day it was.
Oh!
I just remembered what day it was.
I wonder, well, maybe not everyone else did, Jim. Let's just continue and have a pleasant game.
Giant surprise, I guess, in a few minutes. Right? Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is here as well. Let's find out what's in the old sauce jar.
Well, I'm so happy that you asked.
God almighty. Every single Monday, as I'm filling out the show sheet, I'm like, okay, we got that, we got that, we got that. Boom, get down to Ross Lodge. Sure, Ross Lodge is going to be a killer. And then every single day, I go, God, that stupid Monday Lounge.
I have a pair of tickets to see Jay Leno with special guest Morgan James Friday, February 25th at the Steinmetz Hall at Dr. Phillips Center. This is a killer sauce jar.
Wow, that's crazy. So I'm going to be there watching Frozen, and then in the
right next door,
the theater right next door, Leno's going to be doing his thing.
That is completely true. And of course, the sauce jar is brought to you by Cento Moving and Storage. If you go ahead, call them. You tell them that you heard about them through us, the Jim Colbert Show.
That's who we are.
You might get a little bit of a discount.
What?
It says right here in the copy that I have to talk through my teeth and exactly like this. And that is your sauce jar.
Thanks, Ross. I appreciate that. Who's first today, buddy?
Man, let's welcome Lee.
Lee, right there. We don't have any Lees call the show, do we?
Exactly.
Hey, Lee, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
I'm doing great.
All right. Want to play a little game with us?
All right, Baba.
I do.
Let's do it then.
Game Show.
I love that ascending I do. All right, Lee, buddy, this is a very easy game. Thanks for calling, by the way. We appreciate that greatly. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you can find it, I will send you to the sauce jar and off to see our buddy Jay Leno. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you a race fan by any chance?
Not really.
All right, well, that's a shame because on this day in 1949, the racing organization NASCAR was incorporated.
Oh!
NASCAR as a business started on this day in 1949. Here are 3 fun facts about NASCAR and one line that you can feel in your bones when it goes by. Number 1. Original NASCAR helmet and fire suit designs were used by NASA while creating spacesuits. Number 2. You don't need a valid driver's license to drive a race car in NASCAR. Number 3, NASCAR drivers can sweat out up to 10 pounds of water weight during a race. And lastly, Kyle Busch is the only driver in NASCAR history to have won a race at every NASCAR track. Which one of those is a lie, buddy?
The last one.
No, that's true. Kyle Busch is the only driver in NASCAR to have won a race at every single NASCAR sanctioned race.
Oh, look who showed up.
You're a loser.
No.
There
Damn,
you are,
get out of
man.
here. My God, you pop back in here just to say that? How terrible. Who's next, buddy?
Let's welcome James.
James. That is going to be James. James, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
Buddy,
Sorry,
good. Are you a NASCAR fan?
Read it wrong.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, well, maybe you can figure this out for me. Today is their birthday. It's the day they were incorporated. Here are some facts. Find the lie here, and I'll send you to Jay Leno. Number 1, original NASCAR helmet and fire suit designs were used by NASA while creating spacesuits. Number 2, you don't need a valid driver's license to drive a race car in NASCAR. And lastly, NASCAR drivers can sweat up to 10 pounds of water weight during a race.
I'm going to go with number 1.
Number 1's the answer, buddy. You're a winner.
Yeah!
Yeah, enjoy yourself at Jay Leno, buddy, all right?
Thank you very much.
You got it, man. Have fun. We go.
Bye, James.
Bye, James. Or James.
James.
Yeah, that is not true. Number 2 is, though, you don't need a valid driver's license to drive a race car in NASCAR. And it's kind of funny because who's the big guy in Lewis Hamilton? The guy from Formula One, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's the number 1 driver in the world right now, Formula One, and he did an interview with Letterman because they're both race fans, and Letterman's an Indy fan and stuff. And he says he hates driving. Like, he doesn't really drive in his daily life. He just drives a race car, and that's it. And NASCAR drivers can sweat out up to 10 pounds of water weight during a race. Now, I wonder if that's the old days, because now they have the cool suits. Where they have those things running, like the water running through them to keep you cool. A couple other things you may not know about NASCAR before we find out what's up for the Monday Lounge. All cars in a NASCAR race weigh no more than how much?
1,600 pounds.
That's super light.
That is, isn't it? I figured they wanted to go light for speed.
I don't know if I should bite on your little pump fake. Yeah, you're biting. That was a bite noise.
Yeah, that was a bite noise.
Are you telling me to bite, or are you saying don't bite? What? That's weird.
I said 1,600 pounds.
Come here, little fish.
I'm going to go 1,500.
3,400 pounds.
Yeah. What are you, crazy?
No.
Your car weighs more than 1,500, doesn't it?
I don't know. I've never put my car on a scale.
So, what does NASCAR stand for? NASCAR.
I used to know this. I don't know. Auto Racing. National Association of Sports Car Auto Racing. No.
That's what I was going to go with.
It's actually the second A in NASCAR doesn't mean anything. They just put it there because it spells R, but I believe it's the National Association of Stock Car Racing.
Stock car.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So that second A has no value. There's not a word that associates with it. That window net that is used by all NASCAR race teams was invented by the king, Richard Petty. And then lastly, a NASCAR driver's heart rate sustains at about how many beats per minute during a race? And they give you 2 numbers between this number and that number.
120.
And?
130. No, 140.
130, 150.
Oh, man, you guys are so close. I have to give it to both of you. 120, 150.
Because I noticed that I was watching the end of the Daytona 500 yesterday, and technology is amazing, because now when they zoom in on the car, they have the guy's heart rate there.
Yeah.
So he gets in a little, a little swerve action, and we saw it spike up to 138. And then I think it was Ricky Stenhouse who got in the crash towards the end.
There was a nasty one.
You got the in-camera footage now, and they're showing how those harnesses kind of held him in place. And it was just 21 years ago at the Daytona 500, Dale Earnhardt Sr. died, and just how much the safety has changed in the past 21 years.
That crash last night toward the end of the race, the motor was out of the car. It was just a burning frame of a car. That dude just walked away. When Earnhardt hit the wall, we couldn't believe that crash killed him.
Right.
But it was because of that. It
looked so unimpressive.
Yeah, it's that neck harness just broke his neck. What's that thing called? You knew it,
The
actually.
Hans?
The Hans
I don't
device.
think he had that. I think they've since have definitely revamped, and it's made amazing changes. What they've done, technology for the car itself, the way the flaps come up when it's going backwards, and the things that are designed to give away.
The restrictor plates to keep the speed within reason, because Bill Elliott was going like 215 miles per hour back in the day. Yeah. What's coming up for Monday Lounge there, Numbnuts?
Guys, it's the Monday Lounge, and if you don't know about the Monday Lounge, let me tell you real fast, real quick, real speedy.
And I didn't think anything fast happened in the Monday Lounge. I thought it was always a chill vibe.
Well, when you go ahead and talk about it and tell you what it is, it usually goes a little bit quicker. The Monday Lounge is where all 3 of us fine young gentlemen are going to come together and share our blues and nitpicks away. We have a nice cool drink. And then we wallow in self-pity.
You know what? I should view this. I should be China here and view this as a movie that cannot be played in my country. That's what I should do.
You should also look at it and go like, man, this is making so much money.
It's up next.
The bad news, the brain isn't all that great at hearing stuff and remembering it. The good news, you can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com. Looking at heavy traffic now throughout the Orlando area as you drive east and westbound on I-4. Be on the lookout for some heavy slowdowns reported northbound on Florida's Turnpike near I-4. There is a crash in this area blocking at least 2 lanes on the interstate. Traffic also still slow in the usual spots on the Beach Line and the Greenway this afternoon. Seeing some delays now on the 408 as you move through downtown. If you see traffic problems, just make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Hiring is hard. Luckily, there's Indeed. The hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates from the same place. Just sponsor a job. You'll immediately get a short list of quality candidates on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit to get started.
Man, I am so absolutely happy that I have Mills Air on my side. Just last week, 2 weeks ago, had to call these guys up because my bedroom felt a little clammy. And came right out, found the bad problem, fixed it immediately, and here we are looking at 90-degree weather in February. That is why you need Mills Air on your side. They've been doing this since 92, 30 years of experience in keeping you cool. Their techs are awesome. They know the problems. They find them immediately, and it doesn't even matter what kind of AC you have. But if you do need a new one, they're Carrier Factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts over at Mills Air. Family owned and operated, ready to help you right now. Schedule your appointment, 407-277-1159. You can make it online at millsair.com.
The Monster Brew Bus, presented by that mortgage guy Don and Home Loans Radio, is ready to roll February 26th with stops in Claremont, Sanford, and Orlando. The bus may be sold out, but you can still join us at Claremont Brewing Company, Gatlin Hall Brewing, or Deviant Wolf Brewing. Get more info at realradio.fm/brew. Special thanks to Kaufman and Lind, MCA Transportation, and Liquid Death Mountain Water.
CW18.
Welcome to Brixton University.
From the creators of All American.
Well, if it ain't Simone Hicks.
Juggling school, tennis.
It's your journey.
What if I made the wrong choice coming to college here?
You do you.
You are looking at the new face of HBCU baseball.
What if I'm not good enough? Basically, you're scared every damn day, bro.
The series premiere.
Never let anything keep you from your dream.
All American Homecoming, following All American. Tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CW18.
This is the time to get caught up. This is the time to know what's happening now and what's developed during the day. This is West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
Following the big stories.
Tracking the next storm. Breaking down the big play. It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
Michelle, Stuart, Tony, and Darren. West 2 News at 10 on CW18.
Try the new Tex-Mex takes on shrimp at Tijuana Flats. Crispy shrimp tacos with corn salsa, fajita shrimp quesadilla, and a tasty shrimp bowl with signature garlic lime sauce. Order now at TijuanaFlats.com.
It's time to get back into the gym, and you can do it for just $9.99 a month. I'm talking about Esporta Fitness. I've been riding my bike a while now, but I know for a complete workout, I need more than that. And Esporta Fitness gives you access to a workout community and state-of-the-art amenities. Cardio machines, free weights, squat racks, they have it all. Get a free 3-day pass to Esporta Fitness near you at welcometoesportafitness.com. That's welcometoesportafitness.com. Premium fitness for as low as $9.99 a month. Start today.
Subject to enrollment and annual fees.
Nothing makes a good night bad or bad night worse than hitting up a drive-thru and getting served cold, tired fries. Golden, more like soggy arches. Tonight, make it Wendy's, where fries are hot and crispy, not cold and soggy. They're also preferred over McDonald's, almost 2-to-1. End the night on a good fry. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Late Night.
Taste test preference based on the national taste test by an independent research company. Hours may vary by location.
The premier engagement ring event of the year is coming to International Diamond Center next weekend. This is the event where we fly in the entire Tacori ring collection. Over 500 eye-catching, elegant rings from the world's most acclaimed designer. Tacori sets the standards with its clean, modern design and exquisite attention to detail. You can see all the Tacori designs in one place. Plus, get up to $1,500 back in Tacori gift cards with your purchase. And 36 months zero interest financing. It's March 4th, 5th, and 6th only. Only at International Diamond Center. We're opening the vault for this event, showcasing IDC's biggest ever collection of GIA and Forevermark diamonds. Thousands of hand-picked dazzling diamonds in all sizes, from 1 carat to 15 carats, and all shapes as well. Don't miss your best chance to find the perfect diamond and the perfect Tacori setting. Our largest selection ever, with special offers and 3 years zero-interest financing. It's happening March 4th, 5th, and 6th only, and only at IDC. 4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
This year full of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
O'Reilly. This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street, and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Offices Altamont Springs.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind studio. Your accident, your future, your attorney. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or call pound 546 from your cell. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. If you haven't checked out our blog, do that, JimColbertLive.com. 2 amazing videos we have up right now. That chopper crash in South Florida, which is simply amazing. Also, the video of the guy rescuing the 2 toddlers, but the story gives all the credit to the 4 cops that were standing around.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And then the latest video we just put up a few minutes ago of that Paralympic skier in 2014 in Sochi, downhill skier, had one of the worst wipeouts I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
brutal.
It is brutal. And we just bring that to you to show you how dangerous downhill skiing is.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is here.
Yeah.
Let's do the Monday Lounge.
It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
Very weird.
Sometimes.
Sometimes funny.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
All right, before we get to the Monday Lounge, as you can tell, this is a normal voice, normal Ross. We're not cool, we're not swanky, we're not suave yet. What I love doing is having Jim, essentially metaphorically getting his teeth pulled. I like to make him turn on the music, which, if you don't know, if you're just joining us with the Monday Lounge, us 3 gentlemen, us 3 squires, these 3 mouth clowns, we go ahead, we come together, and we talk about our weekly complaints. We share our Monday blues at the Monday Lounge. Jim, clap it up. Oh, there it is. Very smooth, very suave.
Remember that the music for the Monday Lounge is on a clapper.
It's always on a clapper. Today's drink is an appletini with a splash of HGH, baby.
Ooh, what the... An appletini with a side of HGH?
Yeah, human growth hormone. So that way it negates itself. So you're basically just drinking water.
Negates itself.
It's neutral, gender neutral. Who's with me? Everyone.
Appletini doesn't make much of a manly statement. It is a loungy statement.
I don't know about you guys out there, but I never have an appletini without a splash of HGH.
Yeah.
Maybe a steroid salt rim.
The irony of the drink having HGH, but yet ordering it makes you the softest handshake of the day.
Trust me, the one time I asked for a bartender for an appletini straight up without my splash of HGH, he asked me for my phone number.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What bar was this?
I'd rather not talk about it. It worked. He slept with me. Monday Lounge, first complaint, I once slept with a dude.
Second, why is that a complaint?
Because I didn't want to,
okay,
but the appletinis were flowing.
There's another word for that.
The appletini. The appletinis with a splash of HGH is the drink of the day for this Monday Lounge.
Yeah.
Let me open up by saying, does anybody have any Monday blues? Who wants to go first? I will.
Don't you dare.
No one's laughing. No one's cracking. Everyone's focused.
Yeah.
This is a very serious lounge.
When you pull a Fallon.
No one's pulling a Fallon. No one. No one. I've been working out recently. I worked out these last 2 days. And I feel like my entire body's about to explode and shatter into a billion pieces.
You're a little sore, are you?
The bottoms of my biceps, my bottomceps,
Your biceps
are ripped.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
But not like, oh, that guy's in shape. It's like, I think I tore both of my arm muscles. I might need surgery. Who's with me? Us couple of people.
Okay. Did you start working out again, buddy? You went out at hard, huh?
I went to the gym.
Really? So you
Triple H is at the gym.
you dumped your homeless trainer?
No. Oh, so happy you brought Mike up. If you're just joining us at the Monday Lounge, I, Triple H, have been running more times than not at Lake Underhill. If you don't know about Lake Underhill, let me just tell you, it's the one with a homeless guy named Mike.
But the lake around it has those little exercise stations.
That they do.
Which is cool, and they get used quite a bit, actually.
This morning, I believe Mike was a little spicy, a.k.a. had a couple of appletinis. This was the first time where I started to go, I don't understand what he is saying completely.
He was training you all hammered.
So
at like 10 a.m.
So I showed up, and the first thing he said to me was, "Hey, you want to go Hollowbone?" And I was like, "Excuse me, I think I want to go holler at Bones." And then he proceeded to tell me on a third and fifth time, got it, plane landed, he broke his collarbone.
I see.
And that bad boy looks broken.
Oh, really?
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because he has no insurance.
Do I call someone?
Who would you call?
He has a broken collarbone.
And it's obvious?
It is obvious.
It's not sticking out of the skin.
It's not sticking out of the skin, but it's trying to. It's trying to Indiana Jones out of its body. It's going on an adventure. And it was gruesome. It was...
What did you offer him? Like a power bar or something?
I put in my headphones and went running.
You ran from him as if he
gotta go,
as if he was a burnt villager.
Listen, this is not what the Monday Lounge is supposed to be, but this is definitely what the Monday Lounge is today.
Okay.
I saw a bone trying to leave flesh today from my homeless man personal trainer, Mike.
Okay.
And it was grotesque.
Okay, so let's move away from that because that's starting to make you look bad. And let's get back into the gym where you were working out and avoiding your friend with a broken collarbone that can't afford to have it fixed.
So I've been working out.
Who you only take from.
Strengthening my collarbones for no obvious reason. Not at all. Yeah, we got to recycle it there. Thank you, Raccoon Man with the clap.
Well, the cleaning lady just tripped over the cord.
Oh, perfect. It happens. So I'm running. I've been working out because I want to look good for my wedding photos.
Right, yeah, sure. Well, you already took the engagement photos, but you have to still stay in shape. That's still a while away.
I got the engagement photos. They looked great, but I kind of want to work out to the point, but I also don't want to tell my fiance.
Oh, you just want to get swole alone?
Yeah.
You just want to surprise her with it?
Yeah.
Like at that night, you tear your shirt off and all of a sudden you're pounded?
Exactly.
Nice.
I mean, pounded?
Pounded, yeah.
Yeah.
Swole?
Yeah, no, I got it in context, but I'm just throwing a challenge flag on the field to see if anybody else says that. I don't know.
Like you're chiseled, pounded, like you're hand hammered.
Yeah, I don't think anybody goes to the gym to get hand hammered.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be in the right place.
You go to a lot of places to get that.
You ain't been in that steam room, buddy. That is, they should call that Hammer Town. That's what happens in there. I don't know if you know. Mike spends a lot of time in there. I heard that's how he hurt his collarbone.
We got to get Mike on air because I don't think people believe me that I have a homeless guy fitness trainer. And he was apple-teenied up.
Okay.
From the floor up.
Yeah, he brought something to kill the pain of the protruding collarbone.
Now, before I go on to any more Monday Blues, Caterpillar Dude, because he's low to the earth, did you ever complain? Did I see you step into the mic? Speak to me. Feed me. Mama bird some bad news into my soul.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Like right now or just in general?
On the last break, but I was busy.
Okay.
So I didn't get to go.
Oh, you didn't have to go.
So I still have to go.
Jack was busy screaming at the people from the I-4 Authority who refused to do an interview with us.
Well, you can just read the press release. That has really all the information I can share at this time. If you still have questions, you can reach out to us, but I don't think so.
Yeah, by the way, your reputation is unruinable.
It doesn't get much better.
Yeah.
You guys have to try.
Nothing we could do to hurt it.
You know,
I don't want to be on the air.
apparently I-4 construction people who designed this also need to build self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because they need as much help as they can. That is beautiful. That was a beautiful Monday Lounge, Monday Blue.
Very good, Jack.
Thank you.
You mama birded that right into my mouth soul.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Raccoon Man, you got a Monday Blue.
Can Raccoon Man ask a question first before we continue? How exactly did I acquire the name Raccoon Man?
Hey, just
what led you to start calling me Raccoon Man?
sometimes you got to be like sushi, baby, and roll with it. Just roll with it.
So there's no actual reason. You just thought it's. Just said to yourself, "This is funny. I'll call this guy Raccoon Man."
Was it the day he was in the tanning bed too long and he had the?
Is this why you? Is this why you created this bit?
The whole
just be able to call me Raccoon Man.
I will not agree or
You plead the
disagree.
fifth on that one?
I will take the
There you go.
But you are onto something that the whole foundation of the Monday Lounge is built on. Raccoon Man concrete. Do you have a Monday Blue?
Yeah, my wife was away all weekend, so I didn't get to see her all weekend. And my little dog, so it was a bit of a drag. So I was happy to see her today.
So it was just you with the little dog?
No. Dog went with her. I was just being alone in the house all weekend.
Doggo's everywhere.
Just Blair Witching up in the corner?
Just Blair Witching in the corner. Just watching stupid movies and drinking whiskey.
What stupid movies? How dumb? Share it. Were you just like a...
I can't even remember what it was.
Like a nature documentary?
I tried to watch that Power of the Dog movie and it did not work out for me.
Spicy.
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Classic.
Yeah.
You can do stupid bad and you can do stupid good. Step Brothers definitely does stupid good. I'll tell you one last blue and then we got to skedaddle.
Okay, Stephen Kramer coming up in just a second.
Choosing a honeymoon I thought was going to be far more romantic than what it actually is.
It is not.
That is spicy.
What have you settled on there?
You know, you rubbed off on me.
I think I'm going to have a name for you, too.
Triple H?
No. It's like, oh, that's right. You have a name here.
I'm Triple H.
Oh, I was going to call you Piss Mop.
I feel like that's actually a pretty good place to end it right there. Nothing I'm going to say is going to be funnier than Piss Mop. They call me Piss Mop Triple H. Hemorrhoids, herpes, and HPV, baby.
I like that one better. I think Piss Mop is maybe a little disrespectful. I don't want to do that. Raccoon Man would never want to do that to you.
Now let's polish off these apple teenies with a splash of HGH, and let's get out of here.
How about we pour a little out for Mike?
Absolutely. God, that collarbone was messed up. Those are your Ross thoughts. That is
That's
your Monday
Lounge. Come on, buddy.
That is your Monday Lounge.
All right.
That apple teenie's great.
All right, 407-916-1041. Attorney Stephen Kramer up next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Still looking at very heavy traffic this afternoon, all up and down I-4 as you travel east and westbound on the interstate. Major delays continue northbound on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon due to a serious crash blocking multiple lanes on the interstate near the I-4 exit. Traffic looking good, however, for those planning to take the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you see any other traffic problems today, just make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. Looking for a great deal on blinds, shades, and shutters? Save 50% off any order during Blindster.com's President's Day sale. Blindster offers custom wood and faux wood blinds, roller shades, cellular shades, even custom plantation shutters. And they're all 50% off for a limited time. Blindster.com.
Man, when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath. Here's why. Stellar reputation, not to mention they've been in the residential bathroom remodeling business since 1991, 31 years of experience. Plus, Rebath has the proper insurances, the proper license. They're dependable. They have standards of performance, not to mention they're owned and run by one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Dave Denbauer's a great guy, not to mention his son runs it with him. Awesome guy. These guys only want you to have a beautiful bathroom. That's why the big box stores decided to start doing business with Rebath. You can as well. And when you see their showroom, it's on 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. You're going to see some models set up. And those models are just to show you some of the designs and the products they have. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom installed in just 4 to 6 days using their employees. That means no subcontractors. You're going to see the same people in your job every single day. When it's all said and done, not only do you get that beautiful bathroom that's going to last you forever, you get a lifetime guarantee on the products and the installation. Ask a contractor for a guarantee on the installation of anything. It's unheard of. That's one of the many reasons these guys are number one in Orlando. Drop by their website, rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. Amazing work they've done for people here in the city. They can do that same thing for you. Book your appointment today. Again, it's rebathmidfla.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Overwhelmed when it comes to handling your personal finances? Credit Karma is here to help you make those big calls with more confidence. Whether you're refinancing credit card debt or paying for an upcoming expense, Credit Confidence technology automatically identifies loans that you're most likely to get approved for. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers.
The Ridiculous Crime Podcast proves that true crime isn't always about mayhem and murder. Sometimes it's just silly. Take a deep dive into the absurd side of criminality with tales of stupid capers and idiotic cons that are 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
16-year-old Max Wade decides to steal the yellow and black Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. The owner? You know him as Guy Fieri.
Listen to Ridiculous Crime on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time to get back into the gym, and you can do it for just $9.99 a month. I'm talking about Esporta Fitness. I've been riding my bike a while now, but I know for a complete workout, I need more than that. And Esporta Fitness gives you access to a workout community and state-of-the-art amenities. Cardio machines, free weights, squat racks, they have it all. Get a free 3-day pass to Esporta Fitness near you at welcometoesportafitness.com. That's welcometoesportafitness.com. Premium fitness for as low as $9.99 a month. Start today.
Subject to enrollment and annual fees.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding, and we've paid over $80 million in closing costs. Visit rpfunding.com to see how much we'll pay for your refinance, or call 855-773-8634.
Terms and conditions apply. We must 7168 equal housing.
To say that we live in testing times right now is an understatement. And literally, we are doing a lot of testing when it comes to COVID. If you've ever been unsure about the results for your home test, or you've run out of free ones due to having to test frequently, you're not alone. Hi, Mario Lopez here for my friends over at the COVID Clinic. And the COVID Clinic offers accurate PCR testing with same-day results. No charge to the patient testing, also available. Need a COVID test? Register now at covidclinic.org. That's covidclinic.org.
When life-changing events happen, it helps to have an attorney on your side. At those moments, Kramer Law is here to help take the burden off your shoulders. If you've been injured in an auto, truck, or motorcycle accident, Kramer Law is here to take care of you every step of the way. We charge you nothing unless we recover money for you. No matter what the legal issue, we're here to go to bat for you. Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
The Eagles Hotel California Tour.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Live in concert with a full orchestra.
Take it.
Performing their iconic album, Hotel California, beginning to end, plus a greatest hit set. The Eagles. Amway Center, February 24th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
1 minute you might be blasting AC/DC, and the next you're belting out vintage Madonna. Your music taste varies, and we got you covered with your very own station, My Favorites Radio. The more you listen and thumb up the songs you like, the more personalized your station gets. Get started now and start thumbing, and the only songs that'll play are the ones you've thumbed up. Plus, you can share your station with anyone in seconds. My Favorites Radio, only on the free iHeartRadio app. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio. Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch, if you're into that kind of thing, at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday. Deb will return tomorrow. We'll have What You Do That's New, plus your calls and texts, other fun stuff to talk about as well. If you haven't seen the blog, JimColbertLive.com, 3 pretty amazing videos up there. The chopper crash in Miami that barely missed a beach full of swimmers. The video of that just standby guy, just a guy who's walking by saving 2 toddlers from a burning building. And then the last one is this brutal, I mean, just absolutely brutal wipeout from the 2014 Paralympics. He's a skier, downhill skier. And, you know, if you've not really known what they do, they sit on one ski, and they built this shock mechanism, like a chair seat on it, where you can use your hands with poles that have little skis on the end of them, and take the same exact route that they take with the skiers with using 2 skis and your traditional skier, paralyzed skier.
And the suspension of the chair, I'm assuming bottoms out because he gets launched.
Yeah, what happens? He gets launched. He hits a knoll that I don't think he's supposed to hit. I think he was supposed to avoid that, and it basically sends him airborne. But the problem is his momentum sends him airborne forward, as if he's doing a forward somersault. You got to remember, he's going 60-plus miles per hour down this mountain.
He's hauling.
And, he hits, and it's brutal, and he just gets KO'd pretty quick. So he's just got just a limp, limp rolling down that mountain with that apparatus strapped to him because they strap him into it. There's no way to get away from it. Just sitting on it,
I've never gone skiing before.
Snow skiing is a blast. The only problem is it's expensive because you got to go to where it is. I mean, and you go to the Carolinas, I guess you could call that skiing.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I think everybody in the Carolinas probably feels the same way. I mean, it's they're tiny little slopes. They don't really you take your ride up. It takes you 5, 6, 7 minutes to get down. You go to Colorado, man. You get the ride up the mountains half an hour.
Ugh.
And then you're riding back down, and the trails are awesome, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, there are very few other ways to have a more relaxing, peaceful day than just skiing down a mountain. Seriously, it's pretty cool. Simply amazing. If you ever get a chance, that wouldn't be the worst. Wouldn't be the worst thing for a
honeymoon.
For a honeymoon, do a ski trip.
She's leaning more tropical.
Yeah. Girls do that. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, 407-916-1041, every single day around Monday around this time. We invite our good friend Stephen Kramer to drop by and talk a few things out there in the news. OneFirmForLife.com. Of course, you can find his offices up in Altamont Springs. Stephen, how are you, buddy?
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How was your weekend, buddy?
It's good.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, I was out of town for a little bit, so it was nice
It's nice getting back into the role. My wife was out of town in Memphis all weekend, and man, as soon as she got into the garage this afternoon when she got home, it was just kind of it felt good to have her home,
Yeah, it's got to be quiet at your house when she's not there.
Oh, it's very, very quiet.
Because your kids are gone. I mean, you're allowed, obviously, and
Yeah, obviously, and he's got the ducks.
Yeah, you're just ducks.
Do you let them in the house when no one else is around?
They don't ever go out.
Movie setup.
Huh?
That's a really weird movie setup.
What do you mean?
The thought of you like in a house with ducks, and that's the start of the story.
Oh,
running around naked.
Yeah. No, the ducks are they got a den of their own, And they're ornery sons of bitches, by the way. The male one hates my guts now.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, he just puts his head down and tries to chase me every time I go in the cage.
We had ducks roosting, not roosting. They were made a home out of our pool and then laid eggs in the pots on our deck. So that was interesting.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll lay them anywhere. They don't care. They'll actually, when they first start laying eggs, they'll just lay them while they're walking because they don't even know what's happening.
Pardon me, excuse me. Oh, don't step on that. That's mine.
Yeah, we have hay and stuff out there they can make nests out of. And for the first 4 or 5 months, they were laying eggs. We would just find them randomly just all throughout the den there. It was kind of crazy. Real quick, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. And one you have on this list, we never really got to follow up on this situation with Bob Saget. I know that the guys talked about it when I was out a little bit, but the family lawsuit to protect Bob's information for the death investigation, which would normally be public property, I guess, they've sued to keep that quiet. You say you have an update on that?
Yeah. So they filed a lawsuit. The Saget family did to basically protect the release of some of the records related to Saget's death. That was a case that made national news, but had a lot of roots here and connections here in town because of course, he passed away here in town. And the family was successful. The judge went ahead and found that there would, that the privacy interests of the family outweighed the public interest, kind of tried to walk a fine line where basically he ruled that, or the judge ruled that portions of the findings would be released, but that, these very sensitive photos and information that might be damaging to the family would not be released under the public records law.
It just turned into salacious meme juice is all it would be. The thing that is kind of a weird hypocrisy to me is how we know that celebrities aren't protected for their privacy a lot because of the nature of their job, and it seems that is an oddly applied here because if you see what I'm saying there? I mean, you can sue to have your record sealed after the fact, but while you're a celebrity, pretty much anybody can say anything they want about you.
Well, I think there's a fine line there. This is related to a tragedy. There's the judge found there was no public interest to be served by releasing, details that appeared to be his likeness, his image that would be, damaging to the psyche and emotions of the family and just really force them to relive that tragedy over and over. That's different than maybe other issues of privacy, and even celebrities have some right to privacy. I mean, they have the right to live their life still. You consent to live a public life, but that doesn't mean that every aspect of your life needs to be in the public.
Yeah, but not and with the records of the death investigation, I mean, all they pissed off was a bunch of hack podcasters because not one person's going to go, you know what, I'm going to need this information because I'm thinking about opening my own investigation. I think something's squirrely here. All you are going to do is fuel conspiracy theories and keep this guy's death in the public forum for years while his family perpetually lives it over and over again while just rolling through their normal life every day.
Well, the judge made some compromises here to try to kind of walk that fine line. So, the facts of the investigation will be released to public. Arguably, there may be some newsworthiness. There may be some value to public discourse. Maybe there's some ability and value in public awareness about this type of injury. So the facts of the investigation can be released to the public. But, these more sensitive portions of the records will be kept private. Some of them may have been protected anyway, even the way our laws are set up. But, without any doubt, the judge ruled that these records that graphically depict his likeness, his features,
right, yeah.
Those are more subject to the confidentiality.
Stephen Kramer with us, onefirmforlife.com. You can find his offices up in Altamont Springs. He joins us every Monday around this time. We were going to talk about this a couple weeks ago, Stephen, but this Texas facial recognition lawsuit against Meta, right, which is the company that owns Facebook. That's an interesting concept, right? Because, we use facial recognition in a lot of different ways. Sometimes just to get into our phones and to work occasionally. What actually is the lawsuit attacking?
Okay, so really what it is attacking is this idea that Facebook within the state of Texas captured sensitive, private information that would be facial recognition, other details like that, and that was in violation of the Texas law. That effectively the lawsuit complains that users didn't give their consent for this biometric data to be obtained and then held by Facebook and Meta.
And basically, if they didn't get permission, they shouldn't have the information. And basically, the lawsuit is just to protect people from that information being taken from them without need.
Well, Facebook, apparently Texas has been kind of ahead of the curve on this and has had some type of law in place for a significant amount of time that tackles just this type of phenomenon. Maybe they were forward looking, maybe they watched the movie Gattaca, read some science fiction, or had some foresight to see where technology might go. And their position, the position of the Attorney General in Texas, is that the efforts of Meta in capturing and storing and exploiting the biometric data of these Texas citizens violates that law. And this is a really high stakes lawsuit here, because we're not talking about hundreds or thousands of times or even millions. We're talking about billions of times. And meanwhile, each violation is potentially subject to a $25,000 fine.
Man, oh man, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll be part of that class action suit tomorrow. I don't even live in Texas.
You're not in Texas, though.
Yeah, I'm going to move there. I can get an address.
Very few states have had the foresight to really tackle this type of, I guess, gathering of sensitive data and biometric data ahead of time. And frankly, when I look at this, the next place that these lawsuits need to go are to these forced end user license agreements.
Explain.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe I'm particularly sensitive to them because I worked in IT for a long time. But basically, when you sign up for any application, when you download any product, when you install any program, when you play a video game, when you use some photographic feature, whether Photoshop or any software effectively, there is a who knows how long contract of adhesion that's called an end user license agreement.
2 words.
And at the end of it, check off the box that says, I agree to the terms and conditions. And frequently, these end user license agreements, one of the provisions is, and we can change it at any time, and you also consent to whatever we change it to.
Wow. Even without you being notified of the change.
It depends on the agreement. But even if they didn't have that, they're so broad, they're so open that basically what you're really signing on for is anything. For all you know, it could effectively say that under this agreement, you sell your soul to Facebook or whatever company it is, for instance, and you would never know because nobody reads these things.
And even if they did, though, Stephen, if you don't have a PhD in law, you wouldn't know what half of it means or says. It's all kind of printed in legalese, and it twists and turns. It's built to confuse.
It's like Willy Wonka. They go in and the contract and suddenly it shrinks to the size that you couldn't see with an electron microscope. I mean, this lawsuit isn't on point for that. This lawsuit just deals with biometric data and whether Facebook or Meta had the consent, whether they improperly shared it with third parties, or whether they properly destroyed it in a timely manner. That's what this lawsuit deals with. But, it's part of the same problem. It's these contracts of adhesion, and they are a problem. And really, it ties into another topic that we that we might get into in a little bit. But Texas has a good argument here, and I think there's a good argument when you talk about somebody's credit card number and that getting taken and then lost and shared with a third party. That is a finite, limited form of damages. Yes. The worst that could be done is your credit card limit, and for as long as that goes on. With biometric data, that's out there for life. The key features of your face aren't going to change over your lifetime. And if some poor nation state actor or other bad actors or hackers, whoever gets that, I mean, government agencies were going to use facial recognition as a method to obtain important government documents.
The IRS was going to use it.
Play into that?
Yeah, the IRS was doing it, right? I mean, just here recently, I just saw this on a video online where somebody, they went to the website and there's a big block. You sat there in front of you, you took a picture, sent it to the IRS.
I think they may have backed off of that.
They
but
did.
Regardless, that's on the table. That's on the table, and it's other companies as well. But even if it's not companies, this is the most it's your essence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who you are.
The vessel through which you inhabit this world in this lifetime.
We only have about 6-7 minutes left. I know you're a big Olympics fan. We did have our very last Jack's Olympic update today. You took in a bunch, huh?
Me?
Yes.
I mean, we watched the Olympics. We were committed. And man, I got to say, I've never seen a television network work so hard to not badmouth China.
We just got through talking about how they're affecting the movie industry a few minutes ago, and how Hollywood has to basically kneel at China for the reasons of getting their films into those $1.2 billion ticket buyers. And they're saying that now, they use Transformers Age of Extinction as an example. Mark Wahlberg makes a withdrawal from an ATM in Texas, and it's a China construction ATM. They buy a protein powder in a store in Chicago, a convenience store. It's a Chinese branded protein powder. And they're saying that China wants the cultural, not appropriation, the cultural vibe that America has globally.
They want to export their culture and their values. They want to use their pocketbook, their financing to leverage that position.
Yeah, crazy. And then
what I thought was interesting is, we're in the midst of a diplomatic boycott of the Olympic Games. Our government didn't send any officials because, along with many other governments, because of human rights abuses in China. And, what was weird was to watch NBC really dance around that. They kind of acknowledged it, but their expert talking about it then would say, but it's important to recognize that China denies this vehemently. Like,
They mentioned it on night 1 and night 18.
That's it.
Not a lot in the middle.
And every single American athlete, didn't they have a conference basically, or a big talking to? Hey, look, when you go over there, don't make this the time that you stand up on the podium and make some big social announcement of how you boycott China.
The games are, whether you're in China or in Italy or in France or in the United States, the agreement, the rules, apparently under IOC guidelines are you're not supposed to make political protests at the Olympics. That's not the purpose. This is a purpose when everybody comes together in unity. And if we took political positions at the Olympics, there's so much differentiation around the world and how we see the world and our viewpoints that, we'd never have a games otherwise.
Yeah, but it is interesting that ties perfectly into what we were just dealing with earlier about how the movie business is basically not succumbing to, but understanding that to get their films, by the way, and getting it into that market could be the difference between profitable and not profitable, that they are basically listening to the guidelines that China is feeding them to allow their movies to get in. There was a kind of a benign movie that didn't really have anything. Who was the guy in it I was saying, guys?
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace was in it. It was a coming of age thing and blah, 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 and they wouldn't allow it in because
look at the NBA.
It showed a young man fighting the system and winning, and they're like, no, we cannot have that message going out to the Chinese people.
My other takeaway from the Olympics was that figure skating, that was a train wreck.
It was horrible.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, Jack and I have been talking about it for weeks. I mean, that whole thing has just been an absolute joke.
It was after the performances. That the worst part was after the performances.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You had these girls, these young girls, they're teenage girls that up there standing alone in that moment, and a complete meltdown, from the Russian Olympic Committee, which what a joke of a sanction. Like, if you get to use your country's name in it, then really is it really?
I mean, we said that very thing. It was like, I mean, you shouldn't even be able to say the word Russia. You should just be able to say
independent Olympic athletes.
Right, exactly. Independent Olympic athletes. That sounds very Russian.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't punish the athletes, and that's the problem if you boycott the Olympics.
Right.
Is,
Yeah.
You don't punish the other country a lot of times. You punish the athletes that maybe have one shot in their lifetime. But that was just tragic to see. That it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, but even the Olympic Committee, you punished all the clean athletes who medaled and were not getting a ceremony. Which only really came to fruition in the team skating event. But you have, the other two teams that did not get an award ceremony or medal because of the cloud over the Russian controversy.
Yeah, and I think the whole thing suffered because it had this sterile feeling. Like, normally if the Olympics go to a country, they're able to give these reports, these packages on the local flavor and the things going on and the background and the restaurants and the shops you go to. I mean, in this one, I was reading an article today about the journalists now expressing their frustrations about being in China, where, they're pulled off the air in the middle of a broadcast, or they're not able to, leave these very specific zones. I mean, basically, they were limited to the complex effectively. And that impacted the entertaining quality of of the broadcast, and the ratings at NBC suffered.
Yeah, NBC had like just a handful of reporters in Beijing. Everyone else was in Connecticut.
Right, yeah.
Well,
They
even
were
though,
all in the
what's
studio.
the benefit of being in Beijing?
Yeah.
Like, with the 12,000, the 2008 Olympics, you got a feel for Beijing. They could get out into the city. They could talk to people. It was a really cool Olympics. It was really cool to get to see the culture and for reporters to get to embed effectively and talk to the locals.
Yeah.
And this was sterile. It was sterile beyond the COVID thing. It just felt sterile.
Yeah, the political stuff kind of poured over into this. I mean, everybody was so pensive about what they couldn't say and do. Nobody wanted to upset anything with all this drama happening right now. It was kind of weird.
Maybe that's part of the change about what's been going on there. Yeah. And talking about the I kind of texted you on this, but the facial recognition lawsuit and this all kind of fits together in a way. But this part of the problem with that, we talked about the end user license agreements. So I also mentioned that Congress passed this Me Too law, right?
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
And really that's in response to these corporations, a lot of times major corporations, having this mandatory arbitration provisions, right?
Yep.
So using their position of power to basically force their workers, their staff, their executives to sign these agreements that effectively force arbitration. And that's kind of like those end user license agreements. You really don't have a choice if you're going to work for this company. And that was stifling to the cause of sexual harassment, to stopping sexual harassment, to bringing awareness to the issue of sexual harassment and abuse at these companies. And Congress actually got together and effectively pass on a bipartisan basis this new Me Too law.
And what's that say?
Basically, it bans these mandatory arbitration clauses when it comes to sexual harassment.
So basically, they can't use the leverage of the company to manipulate the outcome of that situation.
Yeah. So if you were to do it at the Olympics, then you would say that the host country can't use their leverage, to stifle commentary and discourse. If you were to apply it to, Texas, you'd say that companies can't give you this, 300-page user license agreement and basically force 100% of the people to sign it effectively, because there's no other option to use any software otherwise, because they all use it. And for this, that, if you work for a company and you're a victim of sexual harassment, you can no longer be forced to arbitrate. And I don't know if the president has signed it yet, but, it's always nice to see when Congress can do something and when, both parties can come together. And by the way, the victims, I think Gretchen Carlson from Fox News played a pivotal role in this.
She did, actually. Yeah, she did. It was that whole case that they made the movie out of, the entire thing. What was it called?
Scandal.
Well, it wasn't Scandal.
I don't know.
But she was able to lobby these lawmakers and explain what happened and bring it home.
Yeah.
And, what would be interesting to see is if Congress, later on acted to do something like this for other types of cases where arbitration is required. And the arbitrators a lot of times are in the pockets of that industry. That happens a lot with credit card cases.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie's Bombshell, by the way.
Bombshell.
Yeah. Did you see it yet?
No, but I did see a feature on
it's really good. It's really good. Charlize Theron is in it, and a couple other people.
And you believe Charlize Theron is Megyn Kelly?
Yeah, there's no question.
You look at it's like that the visual transformation was amazing,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
By the way, a great supporting cast in that movie too. If you haven't checked it out, Bombshell pretty much talks about
Nicole
that entire
Kidman
thing.
as Gretchen Carlson.
Absolutely, Steven, great stuff today, buddy. This is all very interesting stuff. Good job, man, for real.
Appreciate it.
Have a great week, man. We'll see you next week for sure. Steven Kramer, One Firm for Life. What?
You too, guys.
Oh, okay.
What do you think he said?
I don't know. I was like, he said something there. I thought he was. Anyway, it's onefirmforlife.com. You can find his offices up in Altamont Springs, as always. Helps me out a lot. Just took a phone call from me for about a half an hour last week to mill some things out, which I deeply appreciate it.
Tori's out of town. I'm all alone.
I know. I was like, too many Appletini. Send the ambulance. All right. We'll see.
Appletinis. I got a bottle of Weller. Maybe we can play some cards.
No, now you're speaking Jim's love language.
Hello.
I don't know if we got 2 seconds, but I found a pretty good drink. I was a bartender in college, kind of the way I paid my way through. Quiet and Quick is what it's called.
Quiet and Quick.
I like digging in and finding old drinks. This is an old drink. It is vodka, cherry brandy, like an ounce of orange juice and what was the other thing?
God, that sounds like what a slot champion would drink.
A slot champion? No, it's pretty smooth. It's not that bad.
I'll check it out.
It was orange bitters.
Oh, very
Orange
good.
bitters.
All right, what's that called
Yes.
again?
It's called Quiet But Quick.
All right, Quiet But
So
Quick.
You shake it and you strain it. Definitely not a light drink, not a
All right.
light calorie, but not a lightweight drink.
Well, I'll make one for sure. Buddy, as always, we love seeing you. Stephen Kramer, One Firm for Life, offices in Altamont Springs. Have a great week. We'll see you next Monday for sure, buddy.
You got it.
You got it, man. All right, back in a sec with last call. Load them up.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for Last Call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
This Real Radio 1041 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And we are in for a really warm week. A lot of us have been waiting for this weather. Now, it's not going to last forever. Long-range forecast suggesting a pretty significant cold front for the beginning of next week with highs in the 50s and 60s. But this week, it's all about the middle and upper 80s. 83 tomorrow, 87 for Wednesday, Thursday, 88 Friday, 86 for Saturday and Sunday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Man, do you know why you see so much camera footage of crime? Me neither. I thought the camera was supposed to deter the crime in the first place. Problem was, they weren't safe touch cameras because safe touch cameras are event-driven cameras. They're actually watching for the events before they take place. You don't want to see somebody breaking into your car. You want to see them before it happens. And that's what safe touch cameras do. They alert you via text or video notification beforehand. That gives you time to react to the situation. Plus, safe touch cameras have 24/7 video storage in the cloud. That's the safest and most secure way to store important events that only you, the safe touch customer, gets to control. You decide who sees it and receives it. Here's the best news yet. You can get the safe touch surveillance system, 3-color cameras, 24-hour recording, secure storage, as low as $39.95 per month, and that includes 24/7 service, cloud storage, and camera warranty. Camera installation is an additional charge, and the system will work with any security system or no system at all. That Safe Touch two-way communicator package, bundle that up for savings. Call now, 888-723-8682, or visit safetouch.com for a free survey and demo. It's Safe Touch, doing what others can for over 37 years. State license EF233.
Enjoy dessert any time of day with Wawa's new Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverages. Inspired by the classic dessert, enjoy the flavors of sweet, fruity blackberry and baked caramel in a decadent cream smoothie, a hot or iced latte, rich macchiatos, and more. Each beverage is made fresh just for you, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives, for a sweet treat you can smile about. Order your perfect Blackberry Cobbler handcrafted beverage today. Gotta have a Wawa. Wawa's new lineup of paninis feature melty, fresh mozzarella with flavors like Italian jalapeno popper, French dip roast beef, and traditional Italian, toasted to crispy perfection when you order. And all featuring gooey, melty, fresh mozzarella. And that is the sound of a mozzarella meltdown, when your mind is blown by all this melty goodness. Melt down your mealtime with a Wawa panini, or wake up to our breakfast varieties. Gotta have a Wawa.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Near historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit loandepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Check it out, Limu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look! An emu wearing sunglasses!
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The countdown to Bike Week has begun,
And it's all happening at the historic Orlando Harley-Davidson factory, March 4th through the 13th. Live music, full bar, tattoos, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Orlando Harley-Davidson Historic Factory, 3770 37th Street, just off I-4. Visit OrlandoHarley.com or follow us on social media for details. Orlando Bike Week 2022, March 4th through the 13th. You don't want to miss it.
For hundreds of thousands of people, Veraheel is the online source for straight talk on medical marijuana. And now, it's your turn to discover how easy it is to get your medical cannabis card. Veraheel takes the stress out of finding a recommending doctor and getting approved. Start with a low-stress visit to Veraheel.com and get your most pressing questions answered, like the pros and cons of using medical marijuana, what conditions are qualifying, and how quickly you can sign up for an appointment to find out if you qualify to get your medical cannabis card. Veraheel's convenient online system connects you to a consulting partner. And after you speak with a doctor, often in a matter of minutes, you find out if you're approved. Convenient and confidential, and respected by over 250,000 people, make Veraheel your online source for information and a better way to get your medical marijuana card. Veraheel.com.
That's Veriheel. Veraheel.com.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Office is Altamont Springs.
Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Come to the Rev Orlando Ambulance Hiring Event on February 24th. Rev Orlando Ambulance is now hiring mechanics, automotive painters, welders, electrical, and more. Come out from noon to 6 to apply. Earn a competitive wage plus a $3,000 sign-on bonus. The Rev Orlando Ambulance Hiring Event takes place at 2737 Forsyth Road in Winter Park. That's 2737 Forsyth Road.
This year full of Real Radio is brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com.
Take a break from the flame war. Your racist brother-in-law isn't going anywhere. Real Radio Orlando on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
You know what he's doing there in the beginning of that song? You know what that is?
What is that?
Do you know?
No, because
Never heard of it?
No, I've heard it. I've never heard about why he's doing it, but it's something that, I mean, I'm playing this song simply because of that beginning, and I remember that from high school listening to it.
I think he's counting, right?
Won't I lead in Latin?
Yeah, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4.
Oh, really?
I think he's counting.
Just knew it was a foreign language.
Yeah.
Or devil speak.
All right, 407-90. One of the two.
Which I guess that would be a foreign language, would it not?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Tongues?
It's
Where are you
either
from,
the
Tongues?
Voice of Hell or just some rock band. All right, 407-916-1041.
Oh, dare he just opened a door somewhere.
Deb will be back with us tomorrow. I was going to talk about this with Steven, but we always run out of time with him. Started watching that show, I Am Anna.
Ooh.
About Anna Delvey. She's played by the girl who plays on Ozark, who plays the crazy blonde.
Right.
Yeah, Joanna something or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's a true story, by the way. The con artist who took all that, tried to con all those people, those wealthy people in New York. Not gripping right now, though. We'll try to see how it goes. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are here as well. Jack, who do we have to thank today, buddy?
We want to thank, Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game, attorney Stephen Kramer, and we don't want to thank Jessica with the Florida Transportation people, because FDOT, because she refused to talk to us today.
Yeah, I agree with that. FDOT.
Yeah.
Ross, stand up. By the way, we have a big interview coming up tomorrow at 5:20. Gilbert Godfrey joins the show tomorrow at 5:20. So
absolutely
make plans to do that because Ross is opening up for him this week.
That next week on the 28th in Daytona, and then on the 26th, I'll be down in the Milk District at Barley and Vine. Check out Milk District Comedy.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure that's isn't that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought okay.
The Gilbert Godfrey show's 7 days from now, Monday the 28th.
Got it.
And then the Milk District show's this Saturday, the 26th.
And of course, you can always find that information
on all my social media platforms.
All right, very good. Let's take 2 of these and we'll get the hell out of Dodge. Deb back with us tomorrow. Cowboy, last call.
All right, because Deb ain't with us and Beth ain't with us anymore. I just want to give a shout out to Beth and go Daytona.
Go Daytona. We do have some Beth around here, though.
Yeah, we do. Coming up.
John, last call.
Hey, Jim.
Hi.
Bear with me. I got a couple things for you.
Hurry, buddy. We got 30
we don't
seconds.
have the time, Chief.
Our chili cook-off, we didn't win, but we did great. It was good.
Oh, good.
Were you in the top 3?
No,
Okay.
but the judges had a hard time.
Yeah, you probably messed it up. That's fine.
Hey, and when Richard Petty, when he created that window net, that made it harder for him to throw his cigarette butts out the window, right?
No, yeah, because he smoked and drive 1,000 miles an hour. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate that very much. Let's get the hell out of Dodge. Tomorrow, Deb returns. Plus, we have What'd You Do That's New, your calls and texts all day long. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. All on behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.
I do ginger brandy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price.
Slowdowns continue this evening in the Orlando area, both east and westbound on I-4. Traffic is very slow still eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Still looking at delays northbound on Florida's Turnpike between OBT and I-4. There was a crash in this area earlier blocking multiple lanes. It has since been cleared. No delays at this time on the Beach Line or on the Greenway. If you see traffic problems tonight, make sure you call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676